It's Wednesday night, and that means it's time for the Lamar Thomas Show, featuring the greatest receiver in the history of college football. Just ask them, Lamar Thomas.
I was born in Ocala, Florida. I moved to Gainesville to go to high school. Been recruited probably since the 9th grade, illegally, I might add, by the University of Florida. I still can remember Coach Solinger, Don Solinger, coming out to our practice one day. Here it is, this guy comes out in the University of Miami jacket, and I said, I can't believe that's Miami out here. And, you know, I wanted to go up and say, hey, I'm Lamar Thomas. And actually, I did walk up to him and I said, hey, Coach, I'm Lamar Thomas. And he said, I know. And that was the start of my relationship with the University of Miami.
Another good block, and Toretto lays it out. Touchdown, Miami.
You come down here, you'll be on TV every weekend, dominating. Thought about it. I said, man, where do I sign? My mom, on Saturday mornings, I would wake up and she'd be holding my hand. I thought she was the weirdest lady in the world. But she was holding my hands and she would be rubbing them and saying, one day these hands are gonna make you a lot of money. She was smart.
So now, here he is, the great one, along with co-host Gary Ferman of CaneSport.com, Lamar Thomas.
What are you wearing, Lamar? you look like you're going to the beach for Thanksgiving. Hello,
there we
everybody.
go.
Yes, sir. Welcome to another edition of the Lamar Thomas Show. I'm Gary Ferman, the publisher of CaneSport.com. He is LT himself, and another great show in store for you guys tonight. We got the great Tremaine Mack coming on the show this evening, and man, I was thinking about him all day because he was here. When he was here, we literally blocked the punt almost every single game. Yeah. And I don't know if we've blocked the punt since he left. I've been trying to remember all day. When was the last time the Canes blocked the punt? And I can't remember. Lamar, can you remember?
It seemed like it's been ages. I can't remember.
It's 100% been ages. Yeah, there's no doubt. I honestly don't know if it's been since he left. And then, of course, another one of the great family members of the Miami receiver fraternity, Daryl Spencer, will also be joining us on tonight's show. And so a lot of great stuff in store. But LT, let's first say that the show's presented by Caneswear. And obviously that's where you are with that very cool. Do you call that, I guess you call that a bucket hat?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure. I just want to, I like it. I mean,
I'll have to ask Brent, but I'm pretty
cool.
sure that's called a bucket hat. That's got some style to it, no doubt. Yeah. And in honor of the trip to Boston, where it's going to be a little chilly on Friday, you got a nice sweatshirt on. Pretty good looking sweatshirt.
I'll probably have on a couple other things as we speak a little later, get ready for the cold weather.
Yeah, so Caneswear is the largest Miami Hurricane store that's ever been created. They moved to a bigger, better location this year. Same strip shopping center in Davie where they have been. Now their address is 2655 South University Drive in Davie. They're right next to La Spada Sub Shop. Did they hook you up with one of those ham and cheese stuff tonight, Lamar? There you go, man.
Going and going and going. Yes, it is. It is mine.
By the time you're done eating after dinner tonight, I don't know if you'll be able to eat any turkey tomorrow. But I don't know if your mom would be too happy about that either. So you'll probably have to suck it up and just gain a few pounds here in the next few days.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah, Canesville is your headquarters for Black Friday. They've got some great deals going on here this weekend. 40% off on over 1,500 Canes apparel items in the store. Everything in the store is 20 to 60% off. So you might want to go, if you're local, you might want to go to Caneswear at some point this weekend and load yourself up. Oh man, that's a nice one too. I like that one. Very cool. Load yourself up on some bucket hats, some sweatshirts, some t-shirts. I'm sure they still have plenty of jerseys in there. Might be your last chance to get I don't know if they have Tyler Van Dyke jerseys in there, Lamar, and in Canesville. I don't know if they've got that or not, but
I don't know. I know one jersey they have is Restrepo. How about that?
Yeah. You might want to load up on your Restrepo jersey now too, because those may not be around too much longer either. The portal opens next week. There is no telling what is going to happen. It is going to be crazy, very crazy. One thing I can tell you is it will be the wild, wild west. We're already hearing that Tyler is headed to the portal. There's some scuttlebutt that Jakari Brown might also head to the portal. That Restrepo might follow Tyler wherever he goes. I mean, there's so many rumors and so much conjecture right now as the team gets ready to play Boston College. Lamar, I want to mention the rest of these sponsors, but I also want you to start thinking about this question because with the portal opening and so much coming and going that's going to be going on, how does this team focus and concentrate on Boston College? So let's get to that in a minute. We want to talk about Williamson Cadillac, also a sponsor of tonight's show. That's where you buy all your cars. Life Athletics, where your wife goes to get bruised up and beaten up. The gym in Cooper City.
CrossFit.
Great CrossFit location if you want to do that type of training. And the address will be scrolling beneath us throughout tonight's show. And then we got to definitely talk about the law firm of
Ratson and Facciadomo.
And if you ever get in trouble, guys, they are your go-to spot. You call there, you ask for Mickey, she'll take care of you, and they will do the best they can to get you out of trouble. And then, of course, this is the Florida Beach Bowl. That's going to be coming here in a couple weeks to Drive Pink Stadium, new bowl game for historically black colleges. And we'll be talking about them later as well, but you can get your tickets, and they have a golf tournament coming up that I know Lamar is going to be taking some hacks in and probably some other events around town as well. So the Florida Beach Bowl, we'll talk about them later in the show. But LT, how does this team focus on Thanksgiving week? I assume they're having Thanksgiving dinner tonight with their families. How tomorrow they fly to Boston. How do they focus on this game with really not a lot to play for? Let's be honest. This is purely pride. Their bowl position is going to be their bowl position. Whether they win or lose this game probably is not going to impact that. It's going to be how the TV networks and the ACC work out the matchups to, put on the best show they can. So players are going to be going into the portal, on December the 4th, I believe it is. And team is not going to be together for too much longer. How do they focus on the task at hand here, Lamar?
Well, this is some uncharted water, especially for a person like myself who's been out of college football for a little bit. I mean, before the game, it was ironic. I was sitting there thinking, and I was looking at these quarterbacks, and I'm like, next year, these two guys we have might not even be on the team. I mean, that was a true thought, and it could come true. This whole transfer portal thing. And I mean, for a team, obviously this is different. This is a different style of thinking. This is not where people are staying in regardless to make your team better. Everything is about themselves. They're trying to make sure that they're put in a better situation to try to get to the league or get more playing time or get more money. I mean, these are factors. It's not about the best team. It's not about the best coach. It's about these kids. You can't coach them too hard nowadays because obviously with the whole transfer portal being out there, you have to be very mindful of that. You have to be very mindful of what you say to parents. I mean, this is a whole new ball game here. To think that not only you have to worry about the portal when it opens, but before that, you have to worry about guys not opting out of the bowl game. I couldn't imagine being on a team where Gino Torretta says, "Hey, man, I already won the Heisman. Hell, Alabama got a hell of a defense, so I'm gonna sit this one out, guys." No, we would not be speaking to this day. Okay, even if you told me I was gonna get stripped from behind and lose whatever my draft status was at that time, I still want to set the game out. You don't do that to your teammates. You don't do that to. But again, these guys, hell, half of them don't even know their teammates. They just got here, so it's a different. This is all this for coaching now. It is crazy to think that you have to throw in these other thoughts that not only go on with winning the game, but I tell you one thing I saw, and it made me cringe. A bold prediction, Miami versus Navy, okay? I've been there at Kentucky when we had to play, I think it was Georgia Tech. Oh, hell, you don't want that one. You might see a lot of damn D linemen opting out. I'm telling you, because they're gonna get cut back.
The military bowl in Annapolis.
Oh, I mean that's dangerous. I hope they don't run that anymore. But those teams, Army, Navy, Air Force, they run a lot of option stuff.
Navy still runs the option.
They cut. When I say they cut for kill, for blood. So not only you have to worry about, again, with all these options and the fact who your opponent is and who's going to play in this game. I mean, this is a lot, man. It's a lot.
The other thing I've been hearing some speculation on is Miami, USC, and the Sun Bowl. There's been a lot.
Yeah,
I've heard a little of that speculation as well.
I mean, I think it'll be good for TV in the beginning. Hell, they'll show a lot of highlights from back in the day and Marcus Allen and maybe some of our guys.
Sun Bowl, that's all they care about is TV.
Yeah.
TV rate. Yeah. They don't really care about much else. So if they can get Miami versus USC, I think they would probably buy into that. So that's one speculative scenario that I've been hearing.
The mad rapper says, "Nah, Lamar, nobody opts out of the playoffs and a national championship game." Bro, we ain't even close to that. So we're talking about what we see and what we know right now. So for those guys that opt out of the national championship game, I don't know. I mean, or the playoffs. I don't know. But for us, right now, we're talking about a freaking bowl game where we're playing another 6 or 7 win game, team. So this is, it's uncharted water for some of these kids, and they're just gonna jump in this thing butt naked, blindfolded, and some of them gonna get stuck in that transfer portal, and it's like the black hole. Some of these kids we've never heard from again.
I know, man. But I'm pretty sure that Tyler Van Dyke's going to end up in that transfer portal. But heck, he met with the media yesterday. We've assumed that means he's starting Friday. We obviously thought about the opt-out possibilities, but he's in so deep on NIL and all that. Like, it would be pretty hard for him to say, "Hey, thanks for all the cash this year, but I'm going to skip the last 2 games." Like, I don't know that he would be able to do that.
See, I'm telling you, and I said this earlier, way long time ago. They got to change this whole NIL thing to where it suits the kids and the universities. Because if guys could just go from team to team collecting $1 million, 2-3 transfers, hell, they're going to do it. But if you make it where at the end of the day, when they get their degree, they get paid the majority of their money, a lot of guys will stay. Okay, a lot of people will stay.
And then there was a rumor on our message boards at CaneSport.com tonight, which I vetted it out, and I know what the source of the information was for the person that posted it. which leads me to think that there could be some credibility, although it's the night before Thanksgiving. It's pretty hard to confirm these things right now, but and we're doing this show. But there's a rumor that was posted that Ja'Cory Brown could be starting on Friday because they want to try to convince him not to go into the portal, and letting him play these last 2 games and seeing where he's at could possibly be an inducement to not go into the portal. So, it's not far-fetched. I don't know if
this
it's
is a
not
game of chess, not checkers. This is a game of chess, man.
Yeah. But it would have come up today because there's no way that Tyler Van Dyke would have met with the media yesterday if he wasn't planning on being the starter at that moment. So, who knows at this point? I'd hate to be in Mario's shoes dealing with all this stuff. But the bottom line for Mario, LT, and I'm going to bring the voice of the fan, Bruce Warner, into the show as well here. The bottom line for Mario, to me, is what he gets done in the next month. You're going to have the finish up of traditional recruiting. They have 25 commitments at the moment. And then what do you got? Vodka in there or something?
No drinking. This is root beer.
So you got the end of traditional recruiting, and you got the transfer portal, and it's going to be insane. And what Mario gets done in the next 30 days is going to shape the 2024 season, guys.
Yeah, well, my thoughts on that, Gary, is, and I think these fans will agree, it seems to me that Mario's been a little late with the switch in a lot of decisions he's made. I don't think he can sit around and wait for a quarterback to just say, okay, I'll wait until January. He needs to get to that portal ASAP and get some guys in here. He can't sit around and wait like he did with the coach.
They can't legally talk to anybody until they're in the portal.
I said once it starts, be aggressive.
They absolutely will be aggressive. They're going to be prepared to spend money, and they're going to go for the top guy in the portal. I mean, it's logical. I mean, and if they don't get the top guy, they're going to go to the second best guy. I mean, they are.
That's what they did with the D tackles. He didn't get any of them. So that's why, as the voice of the fan, these things concern me greatly.
Of course.
And now you've got a quarterback mess.
Everybody be in a panic.
had Emily Williams not gotten hurt, this would be a no-brainer. He starts Saturday and he starts in the bowl game, and he's the starter going into next season, whether Ja'Cory comes back or not.
That I don't agree with. I don't think you default him into the starting job next season
over Ja'Cory, who didn't play it down.
No, I think the starter is going to be in the portal. That's what I think.
Okay, that could be, but I'm just saying before they get that far.
Look what Bo Nix has meant to Oregon.
Yeah, he's having a good year. He's a first-round draft projection from what I saw. Yeah. But, it's a mess. It's Mario's mess, and he needs to fix it. And I think he can fix it if he's aggressive in the portal. And then there's a story about this kid that came from Bama. He might not be here much longer.
I don't know about that one. That kid was a problem at Bama, and nothing would surprise us there. Yeah. But we have not heard he's off the roster. I mean, at this point, I don't know. I don't have the answer to that one either.
All right.
Things aren't going good for him.
So you think if Van Dyke does well, Ja'Cory still sits because he really doesn't want to play. From what I remember early in the season, he said, "I want out." And he hasn't played it down. He had 4 games to play. He's played 0.
That was my understanding, and until one of our members of the board posted something contrary about an hour ago, and it I mean, I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if something developed in the last 24 hours. I don't think it did, but
I mean, the kid doesn't play it down, and you're going to tell him he needs to stay for what?
No, if he plays, it would be because he wants to play,
right?
And maybe the parents got involved. I mean, I heard yesterday he was most likely going to the portal.
Right.
That's what I heard.
Now this other nonsense about Restrepo following Van Dyke, that's a whole nother,
It's logical. If you're Restrepo, wouldn't you follow Van Dyke? I mean,
no, I would see who's coming here first before I take off.
I would follow.
It depends where's Van Dyke going. SMU's got a good quarterback. Why would he go there?
Somebody will take him.
Yeah, 2.
2, yeah. Somebody will take him, but if I'm Restrepo and I'm from Florida, I wouldn't go.
Hey, that was another bold prediction I saw. Miami versus SMU.
No, they would destroy us. They're 9-2. They would destroy Miami. I don't even want
I'm worried about playing anybody in the bowl. I don't see how this team goes to a bowl game invested in the result. But
I agree. And we're only talking
this is your show, man. We got to let you talk a little bit.
Hey, no, I'm listening because here's the deal. Everything you guys are saying is the truth. I mean,
it's the truth.
The fact that, again, you got kids are sitting there going, you know what? I don't know if I want to play in this bowl game. What? You got guys saying, you know what?
Let's say you don't know that for a fact. Maybe he's drumming it up.
Hey, look.
I haven't heard anybody say they're not playing.
Listen, the way kids think today, I guarantee you there's 2 or 3 or maybe 4 or 5 guys on that team right now are debating whether they want to play and take that opportunity.
James Williams, Cam Kitchens, they shouldn't play. I wouldn't let them play if I'm their agent. You don't want to get hurt.
See, that's what I just – but that's the thing. These agents are another reason, and parents are pushing these kids because they feel like they're that close to maybe making some money, and they don't want to screw it up. And so, injuries or bad play or bad, something. And so they're going to be.
The risk is too high, Lamar. The risks are too great.
Yeah, I think most of those guys are going to be gone.
Right.
I do.
I still saw another Leonard Taylor going in the late first round. I saw that.
I think Leonard Taylor is probably going to go, but I will say I did see his agent walking into the collective's offices in the last 48 hours. So they are weighing, I'm sure they are weighing options. I think he's out of his mind. If he goes now, he's nowhere near ready to go to the NFL.
That's true, Gary, in our opinion. But if the NFL scouts want him, he has to be crazy to turn down that money because, again, you never can tell.
Listen, okay, this is, I can't even believe this. Like, these guys are basically going to hold the university, the program, to, hey, man, I might leave, so you might want to give me some more money.
Yes,
I can tell you this. When I my junior year, when I was thinking about coming out, the only thing I asked Coach Harrison to do was move me around more, not give me money, not
But what if it was today's world with this money, Lamar? Leonard Taylor's walking in there, I'm guessing, trying to get $500,000 to come back next year.
But he could get that in a signing bonus or even more.
I understand. But I don't know yet where he's projected by the NFL, but, in reality, I mean, I've seen the Mel Kiper stuff like you have. I can't imagine somebody's ready to give that guy a $25-30 million contract. I just can't.
I have a hard time believing it too, based on everything. If they're going to base this on his upside, well, he's been here 3 years. Where's the upside?
I totally agree.
They're going to ask a lot of questions. They're going to ask a lot of questions about practice habits, off field, on the field, taking plays off. They're going to ask a lot of questions.
And he put it in the media that he took plays off and he's not in shape. I mean, what'd you do all season?
Yeah. That's what I mean.
If when those scouts come around, if they get honest answers, it's not going to bode well for Leonard Taylor.
No. Well, who's going to lie to him, Gary? The coaches won't lie.
I don't know. I don't think they will, but it's not going to bode well for him,
as a coach, you're trying to do the best for the kid. If you get a chance to talk to the scout, you're trying to. I've been in that situation many times where you're talking to the scout and you're trying to not kill the kid because at the same time you want them to have an opportunity at life. But you also have to understand that scout has a job to do, and if you give him the wrong information, he's never coming back to you again. LT, let him look at the game film and see. Let him make a decision off of that. What games has he really dominated? He was good in Clemson, but he wasn't dominant. He wasn't Russell Maryland or Cortez or Jerome. He wasn't anything, or Vince. Nothing like that. 3 years.
Yeah. But his agent is weighing his different options right now, and he's going to have to make a decision. It won't be the portal. It'll be the NFL or stay.
So, I don't know. Can you say agent right now? I thought it's like a.
No, they all have agents, Lamar.
What?
Every one of all these players have agents. Yes, they have agents.
Signed or verbal agreements? They can't be
Signed.
signed.
They have signed marketing agents. Yes.
Wow. Marketing agents. That's what I was. Marketing agents.
Marketing agents are hoping to be the regular agents when they go pro.
Okay.
Being the marketing agent is the entree to being the regular agent down the road.
Regular agent. Okay. All right.
Okay.
And so they get to march in and say, "Hey, we want more money."
I mean,
well, in his case, I would ask for more money. But if he's positive he's going into first or second round, that's a risk.
I mean, you think of some of these kids.
If he stays here, unless he screws up again, he's going to be a top 15 or 20 pick because he does have an upside. All he has to do is show it. But I haven't seen it. I'm just being.
I don't see it, LT. I don't see him being a top 15 or 20 pick when they get down to the nitty gritty and start looking at tape and talking to people. And I mean, like, nobody is going to give Leonard Taylor a favorable review right now. I feel pretty confident saying that.
How could you, Gary?
I know the frustrations. He's been a frustrating guy in this program for his first 3 years, and I just, if I'm advising Leonard Taylor, I'd say, get as much NIL money as you can get to hold you over for a year. You need to flip the script, Leonard. You need to come and become the hardest working guy on this football team. You need to be in the weight room every morning at 6 a.m., setting an example for everybody in this program. You need to rewrite the narrative of Leonard Taylor. And there is no other advice, in my opinion, that watches for him, LT. I mean, if you're being honest with the kid, as opposed to trying to exploit him for a commission or something like that, that's the advice you got to give him.
And what about the two safeties? As much as I like Kinchins, and he's made some great plays, LT and I, we were in the suite the other day. I see this guy bite, and he gets beaten, and the tight ends were wide open, and he's nowhere near the ball. And
guys like his potential. They like.
I understand that he's got potential. I don't know about first round, but he should go. James Williams had a good year, but he still overruns. He over pursues. He has bad angles. He's, he tackles a lot, but he also does stupid things like hitting people late and whatever.
He's a linebacker who has not played linebacker yet.
Right. In the box. He's an in the box player. That's what it is.
Yeah.
When you're that tall, it's hard to be shifty. It's hard to be able to stop on a dime and move. He's long-legged.
Sean Taylor was that size, I think.
I don't know if he was that tall. Sean was maybe 6'2", 6'3".
But LT, I was talking about Leonard. If I'm advising James Williams, it's like, James, you need to come back and play linebacker next year. Enough of this safety. Get yourself in the box, establish yourself as an in-the-box linebacker that can be utilized in scheming, and you might be able to be a first-round draft pick.
No, I agree.
Jesse Armstead type player. Jesse Armstead.
That's his ticket.
Yeah,
but
it's hard to take bad angles when you're that close to the line of scrimmage. But he takes a lot of bad angles, and he's looking in the backfield. He's making a lot of misreads. Yes, he blows people up sometimes, those big hits. But a lot of the times he's not in the right spot. And a lot of times, Lamar, he's in the box anyhow. So he might as well get ready to play there.
Man,
but it's his call. And
this roster.
Somebody's got a kid, and they need – Javian Cohen, I think, has got a kid.
Well, that's the thing, too. You got to also understand some of their financials, as far as how they're growing up and what's going on at home. I mean, obviously, this NIL thing can help and I want to say temporarily, but you give someone, college kid, $500,000, it's about three something. It can do some great things for your family. But these kids are thinking of the loan money, and I get it. But at the same time, I just don't understand. If you're already getting paid this type of money, why would you want to leave it?
For more money.
For more money.
I guess. But you better have a real read on what your market is.
Yeah, well, you get that from the scout.
And you better not have you can't have these agents blowing smoke up your butt.
Well, they do that. You know it, Gary. They do that, and
I know it's a problem. I maintain that
marketing agent.
Listen, Tyler Van Dyke has not been the same to me since the day he got an agent, started thinking about the NFL, started thinking about marketing Tyler Van Dimes and all the other nonsense that was coming to the forefront in this world of NIL. I'm going to Alabama. I'm doing until he got into this whole world of business and agents, he was a much better quarterback than he turned out to be this year. And I think the pressures of that world, guys, had a lot to do with the way he played this year.
We've agreed all season, Gary. I agree with you. He's probably better off getting out of here.
Yeah, I wrote about it a few weeks ago. I compared it to Simone Biles, just performance anxiety, like couldn't perform, could not process the reads on the field. And hey, Lamar, bro, you're on disbelief. I know.
You can't put him in the same category as a GOAT. Okay, my daughters are in gymnastics, so you say Simone Biles, it's like God, Jesus, and everybody else that comes along with it. So you can't use Simone Biles. You got to use somebody else that went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but you can't use Simone Biles.
When Gino was your quarterback,
yes,
I know how you would have reacted if he wasn't seeing the field and getting you the ball and executing the plays properly. You would have gone crazy.
I take the fifth on that.
Yeah, okay. Well, I got a guy here in the lobby who I don't think is going to take a fifth. I think that when he played for the Miami Hurricanes, that if his quarterback went into outer space in the middle of the season and he couldn't get to eat a little bit on Saturdays, he wouldn't have been real happy either, Lamar. And that is our main man, Daryl Spencer. Daryl, welcome to the Lamar Thomas Show. We got to get your mic unmuted there. There you go.
What's up,
you guys
Daryl?
Hear me?
What's up? Yeah,
how's it going?
How's it going, man?
I'm doing well. How you guys doing?
One of the best guests we've ever had. And here he goes again. What's up?
Hey
happy
man,
Thanksgiving, by the way.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Good to see all y'all. Good to see you. I got caught in my car, but I made it. That's all right.
That's all right, bro. I got a big smile on my face primarily because you're my brother. I've known you since high school.
Absolutely.
By the way, we lost to Merritt Island, but we're not going to talk about that right now.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I wasn't gonna say anything.
That story has to be told. But I've known you a long time, and it's great to see you, man. We spent a lot of time together at the University of Miami, and man, it's just awesome to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, so
I know.
Forgive me for the smile.
Too long.
I'm just happy to see my brother.
Yes, sir. Likewise, man. Brother from another mother. We've known each other forever. But it's been too long, and we need to change that. But love you, brother. Love you.
Love you too. Okay, let's start this thing off. Okay, Spence. So you went to you attended Merritt Island High School, which beat Buell's 2 times. I think we played. I think I was 0-2. And you were a great receiver / kick returner / running back with them high ass hip pads you had on.
That's right. It's been a long time.
So you coming out of Merritt Island, you were recruited by what schools? What schools recruiting?
Miami. Who else was it? I mean, it was quite a few schools. Georgia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
I really had a real interest in growing up. I was a big time Florida State fan. They sent me letters. They recruited me lightly, but I think they wanted bigger receivers. I was a fan of them because my cousin went to Dennis McKinnon, played there in the early 80s, playing for the Bears and all that stuff. And he's my idol, so I wanted to follow in his footsteps. So I was a Florida State fan at first, but what changed me was, I had 2 guys I grew up with in my neighborhood, the same block, Bubba McDowell and Hurley Brown, who went before me, went to the University of Miami, and they convinced me that Miami was the place, and it turned out to be the place for sure.
Bubba just won something, didn't he? His team?
Yeah, they're in the championship. Yeah, championship game, championship. Yeah, that's a great deal, big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal.
Especially school he brought back up. A few years ago they hadn't won a game, right? Yeah, so that's a great accomplishment by Bubba. Outstanding.
So you are recruited by these schools, and you decide because your 2 homeboys on your block. I mean, your neighbors actually attend the University of Miami. What was that recruiting process like, though?
I mean, actually, I took trips. The trip I loved the most was Georgia Tech. I think I fell in love with Atlanta more than school, and I actually committed to Georgia Tech. They had in the papers that big time receivers coming to Atlanta, and I fell in love with the city. And when I got back home, Bubba and my cousin Eric was there, Eric Ham too, and Hurley, they cornered me and said, "Hey, what are you doing, man? You're not going to Georgia Tech. We already talked about this," and they convinced me to change my mind, and it worked out for the best for me.
Spence, let's just be honest. The allure of Magic City had worn off. Okay.
I guess you're gonna say that.
Yeah. So let's just be okay. Well, let's get that out the way. Okay. So now you're back home. So you come down on your visit. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that. Well, I mean, my parents came down with me, and my mom and dad loved Jimmy Johnson. Just loved him, and they said that, hey, Jimmy was honest with him. Said, hey, I think your son can be my starting punt return and kick return as a true freshman, and that ended up happening. I didn't think that was going to happen, but it did happen. I played as a true freshman, and Jimmy told the truth. So I fell in love with Miami too. I love Miami and I loved Atlanta, but when my buddies cornered me, and I knew Miami was a place for me. I made the right decision for sure.
And you get to Miami, and you talk about that freshman year. You had some. I don't know if these guys were your roommates straight off the rip, but you end up rooming with Ryan McNeil, Coleman Bell.
Yeah.
Was there a third one or the fourth one? Was the fourth guy?
Yeah, we had Terrell Jackson, Terrell Jackson. Yeah. He was there for a little bit, and he ended up transferring to the University of Florida.
That's right. From Stewart, Martin County.
Yep.
That's right. So it's not.
And then we also had Cortez was in the room with us for a little bit too. Cortez was there after that. So
we know that
Cortez was there for a minute as well.
He was too big. Listen, it's funny you talk about Terrell Jackson. Today's game, everybody's a transfer.
That's right.
Back then, when you transfer, you're like shunned. Like, don't talk to us. No.
Yeah. It was unheard of back then. It was unheard of.
If I see you in the club, I'm gonna steal
that was taboo. Yeah, that was taboo.
Yeah,
you wouldn't no transferring. Yeah, you stick it out and you make it happen. That's right.
That's right. That's right. But you had those roommates. I'm trying to think. So and let me tell you this story about Spence. Spence came to school with a car. So he was the most
not the CRX.
The CRX, which is a little bitty car. But he was the most popular freshman. He was the most popular freshman on the University of Miami team. He had a car. And man, oh my God, Ryan McNeil is watching. Hey Ryan, how you doing? He was part of the skinny crew. You're not part of the skinny crew no more, Ryan. And you don't look like that in that picture no more. Get that picture off. We're talking Spence now. Yeah. So Spence had the car. Spence, how many? I mean, you must have loaned out that car 2 million times. Talk about that.
I mean, somebody was at the room every night trying to borrow it. Every night. Finally, I just had to say no.
That guy right there.
You even let Sweet Nasty hold the car.
Oh yeah.
And look, you had to go get that car conditioned after that, inside and out. Sweet Nasty ain't no telling what.
That's right. Inside and out is right.
So you
especially that driver's seat.
Oh, terrible. So you come in, Spencer, like you said, you got a chance to play as a freshman, man. I know as we came in together, got a chance to see you play. We were so excited, man. You were doing well, and I think it was a Michigan game, right? Was it Michigan?
Oh yeah.
Michigan, where you got hurt. I felt sick because as your freshman brother, you and Charles Farms, we were cheering for. You and Charles Farms were the only freshmen that got to play out of our class. So we were definitely cheering for you guys. And you go down. I'm like, damn, man. And
Well, no, I went down in the against Nebraska in the Orange Bowl.
Nebraska, I'm sorry.
I thought you were
Yeah,
gonna talk
yeah.
about. I thought you were gonna talk about the Michigan game when I kneeled down on the 1 yard line and Jimmy jacked me up when I came back to sideline.
We're not gonna talk about that. Shit. Hey, look here. We all had our bad plays. Shit. We weren't saints when it came to that. Okay, we gonna let that go. No, so you get hurt, man, and it's like a big blow for us as freshmen because, you know, again, you two are the guys that we, you know, as freshmen, it was no jealousy. We were just happy to see some of our guys playing, and the fact that you guys got to bring us back quarter pounders after the Thursday night meetings.
That's so, right.
You know, you're
taking me way back, brother, way back.
Hey, man, quarter pounders, but y'all don't know that the travel team got to go over and they do their speech, and Jimmy speaks, and at the end they feed them quarter pounders. It was not feed them; it was like take what you want. So guys would just come back with.
We would bring a whole box back, a whole box,
quarter pounders. I'm talking about guys would sit at the dorm and wait. What time that meeting over? It's almost over. My dog Spence gonna take care of me. it was so
good old days.
Those are great days. So you rehab that year. You know, I know it was hard because I watched you. You know, you know that whole rehab thing, man. You know, you're coming to the facility with a purpose. Everybody else coming, because we're playing or whatever. We're trying to. You're coming. Yeah. How hard was that, man?
It was very hard. You know, I like you said, I played as a true freshman. And you guys, you know, got back and sit and cheer me on, which was great. And then, you know, I got hurt. I couldn't be a part of it. You know, when you get hurt, you almost feel like you're not part of the team anymore. You know, even though you guys didn't treat me like that, you were my brothers. You know, but you know, it's hard to feel like a part of the team sometimes because you're not traveling. You don't practice. You know, all you're doing is really rehabbing. So. It was tough. Also, with a new coaching staff that came in, you know, those guys really didn't get to know. They didn't know, and you know, Erickson and his staff, they knew who I was and they knew what I was capable of, but I was hurt, you know, so I couldn't prove myself, and I had to wait a whole year to do that, really. So, that was hard. You know, I had to. Then the next year I came back in '90. I had to really pretty much start over and show them who I was and show them I was ready to go. So, for me, luckily for me, and thank God that happened. You know,
in '90 we had. I think the receivers, we had Wesley Carroll, was it Wesley, you, and K-Dub in the slot.
That's right.
And it was that was wasn't enough balls to go around, I tell you that.
No, it wasn't, but we all cheered each other on, and when we had a chance to make plays, we knew we had to make the play. We had to make the play. Absolutely.
So one of the catches I remember from you, Spence, it was a lot of people might not remember this. I mean, you made some big catches, but the catch I remember the most was the first down again. Well, the first play over it was that first series that we had against Texas. And what we were first and 42 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what we were, but
something. I know what you're talking about.
But that was, you know, you had some big catches. You had some catches against Florida State. Actually, I think you and I had the only 2 catches in 1990.
Yeah. Yeah, McGuire ran the ball every play. So I mean,
McGuire,
there wasn't much going on.
Conley. And Leonard Conley.
That's it. Yeah, they ran the ball the whole game. That's it.
I think you and I had the only 2 catches of that game. So I mean, you had a lot of big plays at Miami. What are some of the other plays you had? You think of back in your career? You had a lot of big catches.
I'm an old man now, so my brain is mush. But we, you know, there are a lot of good times, a lot of good plays, a lot of good memories. You know, playing with the guys I played with, and playing with you and other receivers. You know, like you said, we were all unselfish. Yeah. You know, all of us could have been number 1 if we went somewhere else, but you know, we knew what we had there, and we were a great squad, and you know, we came away, had some great wins, and had a good career at the University of Miami. So I'm thankful I did that. You know, I'm thankful I didn't go somewhere else just to get all the catches. You know, because it made me a better person and real round.
No, Gary wants you on.
So we had also I'm trying to think back. So we had Coach Burkowski.
Yep.
And Coach Olson.
That's it.
Our two receiver coach. No, we had Coach Axon first. You had Coach Axon.
Coach Axon, yeah, that's my freshman year.
Yes.
We had Coach Axon,
Yes.
and then of course he left with Jimmy, and then we had
Mm-hmm.
the Erickson staff came in after that. So.
Let me ask you this, because I brought this up last week. We had Gino on. What was your thought process? Obviously, when Jimmy left, what was your thought process then?
When Jimmy left, you said?
Yes.
It was like I talked about earlier. Like for me, it was just the unknown. Because Jimmy recruited me. I was hurt. Coming off an injury. These guys, of course, they knew me. From playing, and I'm sure they watched film and stuff, knew what I could do. But I was hurt, so I mean, I couldn't do anything but rehab. So the unknown was scary for me. All you guys are going out there improving yourself, and I knew you guys would just kill it, and I had to sit back and just wait until I got better. So the unknown was the toughest part for me with the new staff. But I worked hard to get back and improve myself, and it worked out, like I said.
And when you saw that new staff, obviously you probably had the same thoughts I had. Like, who the hell are these dudes? They came out with wool coats on.
Yeah.
98 degrees out there. Like,
they weren't used to that hot weather. They got used to it pretty quick, though. They got used to it quick.
Yes, they did.
Definitely.
So let's talk about some of your roommates, man. Let's talk about old Coleman Bell. Give me something about old Coleman Bell, who I would say made one of the greatest catches in UM history on that third down call.
Coleman, yeah. Coleman's just a smooth cat, man. He always has been, still is. One of the coolest cats I've ever met. Just the way he talked, the way he carried himself. You know Coleman. Just a cool cat. That's Coleman. But it always poised. The moment was never too big for him. No stage was too big for him. He had confidence in himself, and he made plays, man. He made a ton of plays. That's my room.
Good basketball player too. Good basketball.
Absolutely, he's an athlete. He would tell you too. He would tell you.
Ryan McNeil.
Oh, Nelly. My dog.
You opened up the door. You opened the door, LT.
McNelly, yeah, my man. Ryan was me and Ryan were real tight. We used to, Ryan used to come home with me. I just come home with him. Stuff like that. And Ryan developed very, very, very quickly. When he first came there, he was recruited to be a receiver. They switched him over to defensive back. And
that wasn't gonna happen.
That guy, that guy developed fast. I mean, after a couple years, he became the best defense back on the team by far. I mean, we wasn't even close. His skills developed really fast. So, and we had our battles. Man. I love some Ryan. Loved all my roommates.
LT talked about those battles when he knows that Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan was tough, man. Ryan was tough to deal with. He was tough to deal with.
Yeah,
Fight Ryan
every day out there. And the thing that pissed me off the most about Ryan was the first day when he said, "Who are you?" I said, "Who are you talking to?" He said, "Who are you?" I said, "I'm Lamar Thomas, first team All State, All American." He said, "I'm Ryan McNeil, first team All County, and I'm here to play wide receiver and DB." I said, "Oh hell no!" That was the start. That was the start of the battle.
Ryan did not lack any confidence. Zero, he didn't lack any confidence. That's for sure. And I think that's what made him so successful. He was confident, and he knew he could do it, and he proved it to everybody. He proved it.
Spence, here's the funny thing. We sit in those meetings a lot, and like you said, we had 4 guys: me, you, Kevin Williams, and Horace Copeland, the Ruthless Posse. We had all 4 of us. We probably could have been somewhere else and shined, but it was like, it was 4 of us, man. It that group to this day, man. I played in some other receiver groups, but we spent a lot of time together. We did a lot of things together. We actually would have our weekly flag football game against the Afros. Chris T. Jones, Jonathan Harris, Kevin. Who else was
AC.
Yeah, AC. Yeah, we had our flag football games against them, and it's just a tight group, man. It's Horace.
I told Gary to send you the link because he sent it to me.
Bruce, you on the phone, Bruce?
Bruce, you gotta.
We can hear you, Bruce. Hey, Bruce, we hear you.
He's probably talking to
We
Mark
hear you, Bruce.
Caesar. He's talking to Mark Caesar. I guarantee he's talking to Mark. Cut him off. Hey, so High C, the jokester of the group, I think.
Oh my goodness. He was one of the funniest dudes I ever met, man. I mean, you would think he was quiet, but he was sneaky funny. You remember?
Yeah.
Just the little things he did, his mannerisms. That dude was hilarious, man. He always had us in stitches. He would say one word and we bust out laughing. That kind of dude, man. Great guy.
And
Great guy.
And he had nicknames for almost everybody too. We want to talk
everybody
about
on the team had a nickname.
Yeah. we're gonna let that die.
We won't talk about that.
K-Dub. Let's see. K-Dub.
My boy.
You wasn't in the room with him in where was that in Dallas when we pissed off all the people from Texas and they were coming, and he was my roommate, by the way. Thanks a lot, guys. And he got his crew together and they were coming to the building. I was like, hey, K-Dub, I love Dallas. remember that whole big argument at the Cotton Bowl?
Oh yeah.
They were like, "Oh man, Dallas sucks," and him and Jesse Armstead almost were in tears. And they were gonna call
they didn't like that. They didn't like that.
Actually, none of the Texas guys. And so
no, man, they took that to heart.
Yeah, and they were going to call their guys to come over to the hotel, and I'm stuck in the room with K-Dub.
Hey, the worst part for me was all that damn Dr. Pepper. I hate.
Dr.
Hey, look who's here, guys! Look who's here!
Oh my goodness, McNelly.
You started with. I got him.
Spence.
What's up, Ryan?
Hey, since what's happening?
Spence, look who's
Ryan McNeil.
Both of these guys are calling you out for being a dirty.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Spence, what's happening, man? When Lamar sent the text out that you was gonna be on the show, I made sure that I was gonna at least listen. And then I saw Lamar like creeping up on talking to spilling some beans. I was like, let me get the Spence, make sure he's not spilling any beans on 36.
Hey, he kept it clean. He kept it clean. We had to.
We were what, 36T or 36F? Where were we?
I said something like that. Yeah,
we were in L.
We're old men now.
Y'all was in the middle. Y'all was in the middle.
But let me say this, and I've been listening, having a good time listening to you and Spence talk. And the one thing I would say about Spence is he is one of the most humblest teammates ever, right? Selflessness, and being his roommate. We was roommates all 4 years. I don't even count Terrell Jackson no more. So I know, Lamar, you mentioned Terrell Jackson. Who is that? I don't even remember him. I don't even count him. But it was me, Spence, and Coleman all the way through. I think with a smidgen of Diego London. I think Diego was there for what, a half a day or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, it was short time.
But those were good times. Talking about roomies through thick and thin. And Lamar, you was right. When Spence got hurt, it kind of put a blow to all of us because it was him and Charles, him and Chucky, against some PT. And I remember the big candy bars they would bring back. So you talk about the hamburgers and stuff. I was all about the big candy bars because I always had a sweet tooth, but those were the good old days. Those were
because you had a high metabolism back then, Ryan. Not no more.
Yes, they were.
Hey, you probably weigh more than me, man. I get them 5 to 10 miles in every day.
Hey, I am 203.
I got to see it to believe it. I got to see it to believe it. I do not believe that. I do not believe that. But Spence, Ryan, how you doing, brother? It's been a minute.
Ryan,
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, I'm doing great, man. It has been a minute, man. I miss you, still love you, still always my
Same
brother,
here, man.
always, brother, always.
The same here, the good old days. And I'm just gonna sit back and relax. I'm gonna chime in when Gary and Bruce and Lamar give me a cue. But I just been enjoying it, man. It's been enjoying it, just listening, cause yeah, y'all receivers, y'all was a little different. Y'all was a little different. Y'all group specifically, you, Horace, Dub, and Spence. Y'all had a couple different names. Now, what name do y'all go by? Because y'all had the poster. What, the Ruthless Posse was the poster. But y'all had all kind of names y'all went by, and it was like, make up your mind. What y'all gonna be called?
We were the Ryan McNeil Killers. How about that? Because
that would never happen.
Down every day at practice.
That wasn't happening. Not after my freshman year. That wasn't happening.
Spence, you better tell him. We're taking numbers out there. Who got him next?
Not after my freshman year. That wasn't happening.
No, you were tough. We acknowledged that you were pretty decent. You gave us the work that we needed to make us better. We appreciate that, Ryan. But we ran your ass over there from being a receiver, though. Let's just be real. You saw that talent over there. You said, hell, I'm going to go over there with them non-talented people like Roland Smith. Who else was over there? Well, Kenny Berry was really talented because he was big. You had number 26, Herbert James. You had
Hurley,
Paul White. You
Charles.
had Dexter Siegler. The list goes on.
They weren't there then. So you want to know the real reason why I switched? You want to know the real reason why I switched to DB? Huh?
You switched because you saw the talent we had. There's no way you could have.
Nah,
that
wasn't
you wouldn't have been.
The real reason I switched, it was like an off day, and it was some receivers out there, and then Craig Evans out there, had some DBs out there, and when I tell you I ran like slant routes, he tried to break my damn hands. I was like, yeah, no. I made my decision. It's like, it's crazy. Went on a 3-yard route.
Ryan, I got to be honest with you. You had better hands after the switch because your hands in the beginning were terrible. But then once you switch, you were catching everything.
We lost Spence. You can't have you can have a quarterback throw the ball like he throwing the ball 60 yards in the 3-yard route. It's crazy. Everybody knew Craig Erickson got a gun. He need to show it like every play. Come on.
Hey, Ryan, LT told us last week or 2 weeks ago that the first day of practice he was out there and you tried to jack him up, but it didn't happen. Something like that. He was bragging how he just faked you out. What was going on the first time you showed up and you're covering him in practice?
If we go back and look at the film, because Kevin Harris always brings this up. We go back and look at the film. My film is teachable. They bring that film out to teach corners how to play at the University of Miami. Just saying.
Hey, I got something I want to ask you guys while we have greatness on both sides of the ball here. Okay, I've been hearing all season. Okay, and I'm assuming you guys have watched the Hurricanes a little bit. Our receivers cannot get off the line of scrimmage when the opposing defense is playing zone coverage. They can do okay if the opposing defense is playing man coverage, but when they're playing zone coverage, the receivers can't get off the line of scrimmage and get into their routes.
Shouldn't it be the other way around, LT?
I think you meant in man coverage when they're playing bump and run. You mean?
Yeah, it should be.
They've been struggling in zone to get open.
I mean, with zones, you basically you get a free release. In most cases, you get a free release in zone.
But here's the thing: why they're struggling. Maybe they're struggling because there's 8 people back there. Maybe they're struggling to find the open hole. Maybe the play calls don't help you with busting the zones. I mean, because it's definitely the opposite around. Because Ryan, when you're in cover 3, you're a lot different than you are in man to man. When you're in cover 3, it's a lot different than you were when you was in cover 2, jamming and sinking.
Right.
Waiting for him to try to run that dumbass corner route, and you set up under. I'm like, do they not see the guy? He's gonna pick it every time.
So here's something that I think we don't do enough of, and it's in all levels, and that's disguise, right? The more experienced your quarterback is, the more experienced the receivers you play against, the more you got to disguise. And even all the way through high school, college, pro, they don't disguise well enough. And that's one thing that we had to do going against, y'all every day is we had to disguise what we was playing, and we had to either verbally lie, call out a fake coverage and things like that. I mean, those are the kind of things you got to do in big time college football. And so
y'all made us think. Y'all made us better. You made us think a lot.
Exactly. and I went back. I went both ways. And so I tell everybody all the time, it's like, who's the best receiver you had to cover? It's the ones I played with every day. And I'm trying to blow smoke at anybody's nose. That's just the fact. That's just the truth. And we competed. We had 2 documentaries about the University of Miami. And the one thing that I think none of them covered was how hard we worked, right? And how much we competed. And I think it did us, if I'm honest, a disservice, because we worked our butts off every day on the practice field, and it made each other better. And it was fun. We had fun doing it too.
And Ryan, we got kicked out of practice, me and you, a couple of times, and we didn't take it to the locker room.
My only fight ever in football against Lamar Thomas, my best friend, and we both got kicked out the flyweight division on goal line of all places, on goal line.
Get him freaking out of here! Get him out of here! Get him freaking out of here!
I remember that.
Get him freaking out of here!
That was funny. But
and everybody laughing at us. And we were walking in the locker room, we turned around, everybody laughing at us. Was that a pillow fight?
that was funny. That was funny. And when we was back eating together, 2 hours later.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I've learned about these teams that they've had down here especially in Manny's days, these guys weren't close. They didn't. The rules changed. They don't have to live together. Half of them, I would say, not even half of them. The majority of them live off campus. Hell, I don't even know if they all have each other's phone numbers.
Hey, go back inside for 1 second. I'm almost done.
It was just something that we had, that closeness, that to this day. I mean, it's the same. It's when we see each other, it's like no time has been lost. I mean, it's a big smile on my face, man, because we spent a lot of time together. We were brothers, and we still are brothers.
Well, there's a reason why you guys did what you did. It's because what you did, not in the games, but during the week. And everybody, we keep hearing it, and we keep telling everybody on this show, for the longest time, that's why you guys won. You were a unit. You beat the crap out of each other in practice. You went out there and played the games, and it wasn't as difficult. And, Gary's been around a long time. I was at these practices. I used to watch you guys just beat the hell out of each other. I'm pretty sure that you guys did not score a touchdown in fall practice, Lamar.
No,
then you went to Wisconsin and beat them 51-3. But I never saw you guys get much in the end zone. But it helped you, Like Steven would say, if I can get a yard in practice against Cortez and Russell, I can get 4 or 5 yards against Florida State, anybody else. It's true.
Yeah, it's very, very true. Our greatest battles were at Green Tree. I mean, without a doubt. We knew as hard as we worked and the way we beat each other up, the game time was going to be easy for us. We knew that. There was no doubt.
Hey, he just brought back some memories when he said we couldn't score on you guys, and then all of a sudden we went up to Wisconsin, put 51 points up. I'm like, damn, we're pretty good.
Yeah. We thought we sucked with the way we performed against our defense. We didn't think we could play.
We thought we sucked too. The fans go, "Oh my God!"
Gary was writing bad articles about us. Hey, Ryan, Gary was writing bad articles about us. Freaking guys can't get open. We're gonna get killed by Wisconsin.
The one thing I remember, and everybody asks, no matter where you go, what team you play on, they was like, how was it? And are the Canes coming back? And my answers change over the years, but nobody's gonna replicate what we did. And to me, I think every year that passes by, it makes it that much more special. Obviously, Gino got inducted into the Ring of Honor down in Miami this past Saturday, which I was there. But the thing I tell people all the time is we're not trying to turn back the hands of time. We want the kids to experience what it's like being the best, right? Yeah. Being the best in the whole country, being the best at what you did. And we were that. From the time we stepped foot on campus to the time we left, we were the best team in the history of college football. And that is crazy to me. And to think that, we kind of took it in stride, not necessarily took it for granted, but when in Rome, do as the Romans do. And that was instilled in us when we first got there. And we tried to keep it going while we was there. And then when we left, we tried to instill that into the other younger guys behind us. It's like, you work hard, compete, let the chips fall where they may. Yeah. And
that's a beautiful thing. Sorry to cut you out, Ron. That's a beautiful thing you said, because I don't even think we knew how good we were. We just knew we were going to work hard and give it our all. And we turned out to be pretty damn good. We really didn't realize how good we were at that time.
And I think that's the beauty behind it, right? The ignorance of not knowing, just going out there competing and having fun.
Well, and you guys competed so hard against yourselves, and you didn't even need the coaches because you policed yourself. I mean, if Darryl ran a bad route, did something wrong, Lamar might get in his face, or vice versa, But nowadays, there's no leadership. There's nobody taking responsibility. You guys policed yourselves and got angry in the locker room and called each other out and went out there and beat the crap out of somebody. I don't see that anymore. I don't even hear these stories anymore. Gary knows. Whoever hears any of this stuff going on in practices? Not me. I don't hear about it at all. You guys constantly had arguments, fights. We knew about it. And the next day it was all forgotten because you guys were a unit as one. And the chip on your shoulder that you guys had all the years you were there.
Hey, LT, I'm gonna let you be the traffic cop, but there's somebody else that's ready to get into this game here. That's our man, Mac. All I know is when Tremaine played, we blocked the punt every single game.
That's right.
I can't remember one block punt since.
He blocked field goals too.
T-Mac, where you been, man? We need you right now.
Well, we do need him.
Hey, I wish I was there, man.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How you guys doing?
Good, doing good.
Doing well.
Great,
good
man.
to see you.
Great, man. T-Mac said something to me today that warmed my heart, man. He said we were going back and forth on text, and he said, I said, hey, can you be on my show, da-da-da? He said, I watch the show all the time. I said,
oh, wow.
Oh, my God.
And you still agree, T-Mac? Wow.
Hey, look, besides my parents, Gary's wife, Bruce's wife, and probably my kids, and my wife, I ain't think nobody else was watching, but I appreciate that.
Lamar, hey, brother, I watch it too. We all watch it.
We all watch
it.
T-Mac. So, okay, we started off by every guest. We usually talk about why the University of Miami, being from, as one of the viewers said, from Tyler, Texas.
Tyler, Texas. Isn't that where David Overstreet was from? Yeah.
I don't know about him, but Earl Campbell.
Yeah, Earl Campbell, right.
Earl Campbell, wow.
Yeah.
So why the University of Miami?
For me, I used to watch you guys every Saturday. I mean, it's because of you guys. Games will come on, and the way you guys played, and the excitement behind it, and the hard work it seemed like it took to get there. But it was the on game day, the excitement that it had. And I'm from a small town in Texas. I never seen nothing like that before. I'm watching every Saturday. And so for me, it come down to all the schools in Texas, and they were recruiting me. And at the time, TCU was recruiting me. My cousin Philip Epps, who played for Green Bay Packers and played for TCU, went there, and they told me I can play both sides of the ball. And my mom wanted me to stay close to home, so that was probably my second option. But I had UCLA, all the schools up north. I told them I'm not coming up there; it's too cold. Michigan and those schools, I'm done with that. But it came down to Georgia, Miami, Texas, UCLA, A&M, and of course A&M was one of those schools that I was more of a Texas fan, but because when I was raised, I had some people that coached me that helped me, and they were A&M fans, so they took me down on unofficial. So I had all those schools, and the day I honestly didn't know because, I wanted to appease my mom. I wanted to, she wanted me to stay close to home, but she always told me, boy, do what you want to do. And so that gave me that incentive to go ahead and decide to go with where my heart was, and that was bleeding orange and green. I mean, all I knew about it was what I saw on TV, but all I wanted to know was how could I be a part of that and be a part of what I saw on TV and all that. And it became special to me. It's a special place to me. All the players come back. I was in school there. I got to, during the summers, work out against you guys and Michael Irvin and K-Dub and all those guys. So it was special to me. And I feel like I made a great decision. And sometimes on Saturdays these days, it's been tough lately. But
yeah,
we think you made a good decision too. Glad you were here, man. That was awesome. You were an exciting player.
Hey, T-Mac, before we continue with you, we got to say bye to Mr. Spencer because he has to go with his daughter. Hey, Daryl, man, we love you, brother. So good to see you, man. Let's link up, man. I miss you,
absolutely. It's been too long, my brother. It's been too long. Ryan and Lamar, Tremaine, T-Mac, I'm just meeting you now, but we're all brothers, man. Love all y'all.
Hey, man, if I need to move to Merritt Island so you can come deliver me a package or something, I will.
I got you, my brother. I got you.
Love you, brother.
All right, man. Everybody take care.
Talk to you soon. I'll talk to you soon, man.
Bye.
So
what a good guy.
So you all that going on, and you're over there, and I mean you come down here. What's your first impression of Miami, bro? I mean, obviously when you were out there, you saw us, and you get down here. What sold you?
Well, I'm gonna take you back. I get off the plane. It's December. Never forget the date. December 18th. Get off the plane. I'm coming from Texas, and it's kind of cold there, But I get off the plane. It's 80 degrees, cool breeze off the ocean. I'm thinking this ain't Christmas. This is not Christmas time. And then the level of investment they had in me. C.J. Richardson was my host, and the first trip I make is to Bob Marley's house. I'm like, I'm watching this guy on TV all the time. And then when I got there, met his wife, met all the brothers, and they're gigging in the garage, and I got to play pool in the house. And I'm thinking, this feel like home. These people are inviting me in. It didn't seem like I was a stranger. It's just, they made me feel like it was at home. And plus CJ's from Texas. And so from his perspective, how is it in Miami, you being from Dallas, Texas, which is close to where I'm from, and that perspective that he gave me allowed me to be able to make the decision I did. And I knew it was in my heart. I wanted to play there. I wanted to be a part of what I saw on TV. And, they offered me on the visit. And like I told you, I didn't know until the day I came, until I decided to make that decision. I didn't know. But what I did know is I wasn't going to pass up opportunity. So I said, I'm coming. And I didn't know for sure until I actually signed the dotted line that day in the library at my high school. But I knew I was going to etch me a spot out just in case. So I'm glad I made that decision. It was the best decision I made in my life.
T-Mac, how many punts did you block while you were here, man? I mean, it seemed like every week you were blocking the punt and returning something. I mean, it was like you were like the special teams like dude, even though you were starting. I mean, how many punt blocks did you have? I mean, maybe it just seemed like you had one every game.
I think 12 or 13. I think I tied the record at one point in time. Bubba McDowell had the record, I believe. And my deal was, a lot of people take a playoff on special teams. And if you take a playoff, I'm going to find that and exploit that and make a play for our team. So special team is important to me. It's how I got to start in a lot of different places. And it's a big phase of the game, and it changes games.
Not lately.
So when they first came to you, you must have been young when they first said, "Okay, man, you're gonna get some playing time on the special team." What was your thought process?
Honestly, I was just trying to get in where I fit in. Anywhere I could play is where I wanted to be, and I knew that if you gave me the opportunity, I was going to show you what I could do, because I have the mentality of I'm not going to let anybody beat me. And you might be better than me, and you might beat me sometimes, but you got to go all day with me. You got to go all day, and I'm going to get back up, and we're going to fight. I remember West Virginia game, and I ended up blocking that kick. And during that game, Coach Pagano, I wanted to go from the right side because I'm more comfortable on that side. And he was like, "No, we're going to go left on this one." I said, "All right, well, yeah, we do it. We can do it." And he was in the huddle, and I remember him saying, "Tell us what to do." And the last thing I said was, "I got it, Coach. I got it. Don't worry about it." Went out there, and I knew I had it because during the week I do a lot of film study, and during the week I noticed the hitch in that snapper's snap, and during the game warm-ups, we got to stay on our side of the 50, they stay on theirs, but they were punting near the 50, and so I got to go up before game and get some get-offs on his snap so that I can get that picture I saw on film to see that hitch in person and actually get off on it. So I knew during the course of the game I was going to have opportunity. And just when it came down to it, I got a good get off. They didn't call anything. He moved his hand. I left, and I guess the rest is history. And that goes from any young kid listening. Film study is important. That little thing I saw won the game for us.
Well, I got to tell you something. Okay, I'm on year 44 here. I don't have gray like Lamar. I still got dark hair, but year 44 of being around the Miami Hurricanes, and I've never seen anything like you, Tremaine. I mean, we've had great players that obviously did amazing things and went to the Hall of Fame, but like playing special teams doesn't come with the glory of Lamar Thomas running down the field past the Penn State guy and scoring a touchdown, or Michael Irvin lighting up Florida State. And you were a specialist on special teams, but I've never seen anybody at any level of football that blocked kicks the way you did. And I know Chuck Pagano was also the best that we've ever probably both seen at drawing it up and scheming it up. And he went on to be a head coach in the NFL. But like every game, almost, you could be counted on to block a dang kick. I mean, Lamar and I were joking earlier. We can't remember the last time Miami blocked a kick by anybody. And you were doing 5, 6, 7 of them a year. What was the secret beyond? It had to be beyond just film study.
I think it's just the mentality you take to it, the effort you give on the play. And, I feel like there's a little bit of an art to it as far as how you attack and the angles and the edge and how you attack the edge. And a lot of people try to run around the edge. I don't run around the edge. I run right at the edge and force him to miss my shoulder when he's trying to block me, and then get flat and cut the edge off. And so it allows me to get there quicker. That's what I teach my kids when I coach now. And it's just having the mentality, though, really. I mean, some people give effort on special teams. Some people think special teams is not worth it. I think that's a mistake thinking that way. I think, when you have that effort on special teams, I have a problem with, I hated running. I hated conditioning. I hated all that stuff. But I have another problem. And the problem I have is letting people beat me. So I hate running, but I hate to let people beat me worse. So I'm always, end up running hard because I don't like people to beat me. So I'm running down on special teams. I'm thinking, I'm seeing things happen and detecting the kick and seeing it unfold and realizing, okay, that's where they're going to go. That's where I need to be, and making the tackle on special teams. And that's just the approach I took because if you watch film enough and you study your opponent enough, on game day, it makes it easy.
You know,
Why do you think
talk
nobody's
about
blocking these punts anymore, Tremaine? Sorry, Lamar. Why does nobody else block punts anymore? You hardly ever see it in football.
I honestly think it's just the effort. It's the effort. I mean, a lot of times when you get that first, the first initial block, people stop. When I used to get blocked initially, when you put your hand on me, I try to make your hand miss so that now you're off balance and you can't block me. And I continue to go. So I think it's I really think a lot of football, a lot of things in football. I mean, there's a lot of mistakes. There's blown coverages. There's a lot of different things that happen. But a lot of that stuff is made up sometimes by just the effort you give. And if you give effort, special teams, a lot of it is effort and heart. If you give effort and heart every single time, all you got to do is find that one player that's taking the play off, and there's your block punt.
And you know, back in the day, you know, Ryan, when we first started off, well, I couldn't be on special teams, but you were on special teams, and it was like a party. It was like those guys were like, okay, we part of the special team, let's go. I mean, they had their own little, like a fraternity. Yeah.
We had an All-American kickoff, All-American punt return, All-American punt team for sure. Yeah. And like you said, that's like T-Mac said, that's the first time you get your feet wet and get some PT, get on the defensive board. You know, hey, you got to start somewhere, and coaches grading you on your staying in your lane, getting off blocks, getting off tackles, making the tackle, meet at the ball. I mean, all that good stuff. And we, to his point, you competed. You know, I didn't want anybody to beat me down there first, right? And it was so much fun. You're talking about Wisconsin game, Lamar. I mean, that was the game that we were let loose. And it was almost like a pack of wild dogs that day. I remember like it was just yesterday. It was like we free, and you know, and they can handle us. And it was like, okay, this is what college football was really all about. And it was so much fun.
Yeah, well, there's no glory in that now, and these kids don't want to do that. They don't want to put in the effort like T-Mac did. They just want to go out there and get their 4 and 5 stars and make plays and not really have to bust their ass to become a specialist like him. You know, there's only one T-Mac, there's only one Devin Hester, and I don't know if we'll see that ever again, especially in these days. You may see a Hester, but there's nobody that's going to bust their behinds like T-Mac and study film. And I mean, he saw the guy had a hitch, you know, and he went out on the field and watched them do it live right in front of him. I mean, that's just a genius. That's what made him so great. I don't know if he's the better athlete or not, but he sure as hell, he worked hard. He deserves all these accolades. You do.
Well, the thing I think like Lamar mentioned it before is that when it happened once, like, okay, that was a great play. Happened again, it's like, oh, man. It happened 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's like that's when it becomes like, wow, like they didn't scout him. It's like it's not him scouting them no more. It's like they didn't scout T-Mac. They didn't know he's coming.
And it was like an expected thing. When he came out in the field, everybody was looking to see him do something like that. Kind of like Hester. He got the ball. You just, here goes something special. And that's when
you know you take it to the next level. That's when you know you're great, right? Because all other great players, to your point, who played, you know, we in awe of this young fella. Is like he's changing the game literally and figuratively with the things he do and the things he's done. And I was talking to somebody, I forgot what team I was on at the time. It's like they didn't scout him. it's like you like everybody else, you know, on the team, but not him. It's like, okay, you know.
Yeah. And Ryan, they probably I would bet T-Mac will tell us how many guys shanked the punt because he was breathing down their necks.
Oh yeah.
And you know, and bad punts, and they dropped the ball or something because when he seen him coming, it's like, uh-oh. So I think it's not just the blocks, but bad punts as a result of him too.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't want to jump around, but I just realized something. Both of y'all made the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
In the pros. How about that? That's some awesome stuff, man. That's good stuff. That's truly awesome. And T-Mac, now I remember you returned kicks, but I didn't really know how many kicks you had. You retired as a Bengals all-time leading kick returner.
That's sweet.
mean, you went from being a punt blocker to a returner.
Somebody had to.
Go ahead.
I actually returned at Miami as well. Ended up, I was that year led the nation in kick returns. And, I remember, again, Coach Pagano, I was on the front line. You got the safeties, your cooker linebackers on the front line to block. And I was always the front line guy blocking. And I just got tired of looking back and seeing the guy juking. And I don't feel like you can return kick. That's a punt returner maybe. But still, you got to hit it and go. So we were in a meeting one day, and, I'm quiet for the most part. But what was in my head came out loud. And I said, I'm not blocking anymore. If I'm not returning, I'm not doing. Coach said, what? He said, say it out loud. And then he made me say it again out loud in front of everybody. But that's how I became a kick returner. He put me back there.
That's crazy.
I feel like one cut and get downhill, run back at them just as fast as they're running at you. They can't break down fast enough if the timing's right with the blocking, and then you're out the gate.
Now, T-Mac, you're a coach now, Mount Rainier High School, the Rams.
Yes,
what
sir.
if one of your kids stood up and said that to you?
I would have to think about what I did one day and take him seriously, and maybe give him an opportunity, because I know that's how I got my opportunity. Initially, though, they know better, so I'd be like, hey. but if a kid's passionate about something, let him do it. Let him do it, because he's going to give 100% effort towards it. I knew the guys that blocked for me at Miami and in the pros, they knew I was going to give 100% effort running that ball, so they gave 100% effort blocking for me.
And, I as we all did, we all ran track, but you played baseball too at the University of Miami.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
These are things that people don't even realize. We all participated in different sports. We weren't just football players. We went out there and ran track with the best of them. We went out there and played other sports, baseball, basketball. I mean, we did it all, man.
Yeah, you saying that, it reminds me of a story that I just told. I use this story all the time. But I told a kid just yesterday. When I work here, I'm an interventionist, so I help kids making better decisions, re-engagement and reflection on stuff they do and making better choices. And so I was talking to one gentleman. He was talking about quitting, and I know all my life I've hated track, couldn't stand it because I didn't like to run. I ran track baseball in Texas. Yeah, it's the same season. Baseball is my thing. I hated track, but I did it for the teammates and the coaches who thought I'd do well at it. So I'm at Miami, and our track coach at the time, we 30 people strong on the track team, men's track team, not a lot of people. We were in the Big East Championship track meet indoor, and coach was like, "Hey, we need some more people to run some field events and this and that." And I'm just joking. I said, "I'll do it," because I knew I did some things in high school, the high jump, long jump, triple jump, all that stuff. So coach ended up putting me in the high jump and the long jump. Well, high jump I did all right. Didn't make it to the finals or anything like that. But the long jump, I'm out there, and keep in mind, I went out there on a note that wasn't a serious note. It's me saying this, and then after I say it, I'm trying to bring it back in. But now I'm already in the event. So coach put me in the long jump. I go out there, and the kids, get the tape measured, measure everything. I'm not in this. I ain't gonna win this. So I just took another kid's mark. Yeah, I'm just gonna go from his mark. Turned out to be a good mark. I get an event, and I look up, and I'm about to make it to the finals. And then I made it to the finals in the Big East Championship track meet. And now I get the first jump, the second jump, and I was either in first or second place. And I had that one jump. After that jump, I'm sitting on the board thinking I'm about to place, about to get first place. Now I want to win. I want to win because I'm competitive. Right. Turned out, long story short, two kids from Connecticut at UConn ended up out jumping me. I got third place in the Big East Championship track meet, and I'll show those kids that medal. And I've won a lot of awards and trophies and things like that, but that's my most prized possession because it taught me to never quit, to never give up. And sometimes you got to do stuff you don't like to do for the betterment of the team. And it turns out teaching you a lesson in life. That little medal I have is the most important thing I have in all of my career in playing sports, because every time I look at that and think about that, it reminds me to never quit, never give up, and always keep moving forward. Not for yourself sometimes. Sometimes you do it for other people and your teammates.
Yeah.
That's
Which kind of explains why you guys work so hard, because a lot of you guys, or most of you guys, had that same attitude. Now, maybe the public doesn't know about it, but it's true. That's what made you guys great. You just refused to be beaten. You refused to give up. And that's where you guys have this legacy about you. And that's why it's missing in the 2000s, because nobody has that kind of mindset. It's just, okay, well, I'm a 4-star. I'm a 5-star. I don't have to bust my ass. And then you look at the results. What, 1 10-win season in 20 years?
The question
Bring them all back.
Yeah, bring them back.
Bring everybody back.
The question I have for both of you guys, I mean, you watch Miami football the last couple of years,
Right.
especially these last 2 years with Mario. What needs to happen as far as what do we need to improve upon? That's the question I got for you guys.
I'll let T-Mac go first.
Ryan's button.
Ryan, your show's over at 10 o'clock, Ryan. So
As I said earlier,
spill it.
as I said earlier, sometimes, some Saturdays are tough to watch. You get through it, but I think, at times I'm thinking, man, we're close. We're close. And what's missing, I don't know about you, Ryan, and Lamar, but I'm pretty sure I know this answer because I know what the work we put in the summer with some of you guys when you guys came back. For us, I mean, everything was passion. Everything was competition. Everything was, the scout team, we took it upon ourselves. Hey, they didn't get in the end zone. I don't care what they do. This is going to be the toughest game or toughest thing they do all week long. The games were easy. I don't know about you guys, but for us, the games were easy. The practices were the toughest thing we had to go through. If we can get through practice and we can beat those guys in practice that was trying to kill us every play, then we were going to be fine in the games. And so I don't know what's going on now, but I know that if the effort and the mindset is about team and about working hard and about iron sharpens iron and just working, I think that's going to make the difference. I hope that we're working towards that. I've seen some strides from last year to this year. I don't think we're quite there yet. And sometimes it's heartbreaking for me on Saturdays. I was in the house, the Georgia Tech game, I threw my pillow across the room. I picked up the pillow in the couch, threw it across the room. And I turned off the lights and went to bed. I didn't want to have no phone calls. I don't hear nobody.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Lamar, we can get because it hits us differently, right? The guys that's been there, had some success, team success, individual success, hit you differently. And I think the one thing that I probably get more disappointed about is our discipline, right? It's like understanding the flow of the game. And I think when we were there, we played a lot of team football. If the offense was down a quarter, the defense pick you up. If we was, people running the ball on us, which happened rarely, you guys, scored 21 points, 28 points, and we had cushion and it was pin our ears back, and we come in the rest of the game. And so, to me, I don't see that complimentary football, and then I don't see the discipline. Knowing the situation of the game, third down and 3, not to jump off sides, penalties and things like that. To me, I think that's probably the most disappointing thing that I see that we can control, right? If the other team is good, okay, give them that. But let's not give them anything that keeps drives alive or stop drives for us. I think that's probably the biggest thing that I was surprised about a Mario Cristobal coach team. And so I think, like T-Mac said, we turning the corner a little bit. We making some improvements and strides. But here's the thing. Everybody else is making improvements and strides too. So it's like we got to do it double time. We got to increase the pace of not only the discipline and the playmaking we have, but also too the talent. And so we got to catch up. So that's a lot for us to do, and there's no time to rest, right? We got to still make up the ground, and even in game, it's like knowing that, hey, a punt block here, a block field goal here can change the complexion of the game. And it's like sometimes when I watch, and we watch with critical eyes, and rightfully so, that we're not thinking about that. We're not thinking about what the offense is going to do and what they're likely to do and be prepared for that. It seems like sometimes we're surprised by some of the most simplistic plays, simplistic formations and routes and things like that. Is like, as defensive back, I'm like, I'm all the way here in Georgia, and I'm looking at it on TV, and I can tell you what the route combination probably is going to be, and how come we not preparing for that. And I'm not talking about jumping routes. I'm talking about understanding what they can and cannot do, what's going to hurt us, and what we're strong at. And to me, I think that's kind of what, when I look at the games, that it's not clicking to me as quickly or as often for us to take real full advantage of that. That's probably, how I would see it, how I would look at it.
You talk about discipline. The other day, and I know it's a disappointment. They tried to hit the 4th down pass in the end zone to Jacoby George. Pass was a little high. They didn't get it to tie the game. And Jacoby George ends up smacking the guy and drawing a 15-yard penalty. And then, they had them pinned at the 3-yard line. At that point, you're hoping to get the ball back and get one more chance. And he gets a 15-yard penalty, lets them out to almost a 20. And then a second later, Rashard Smith gets another 15-yard penalty. And now you've totally let Louisville out. And when they did end up punting, the Canes were all the way back in their own territory. I know that those two just made Mario lose his mind. And so he wants the discipline to be better. There was another sequence in the game. I'm looking at James Williams. He's pulling the guy's towel from Louisville, pulling a towel out of his back when he's in the middle of the damn game that they're trying to win. He's playing games with the guy's towel. So you're right.
We can't, Gary. We can't be. We're talking to old fellas now. We did pull towels. There was usually a monetary gain on that. So I'm just saying.
You pulled towels when you were going undefeated and beating the crap out of everybody. These guys are 6-5.
Yep.
Like, why are their minds on pulling towels?
Immature. They're not mature enough. They're just kids.
Have you guys ever laid in bed sometime and thought, man, what would I have done with NIL money?
Yeah.
I mean,
so I thought somebody always asked me that. I think somebody asked me that like a couple of days ago, and I said I don't know if there was a collective or a group big enough to pay our team. I said because we had so many talented guys, and that's the one thing that I think if Neil was happening when we were there, that it wouldn't affect our team the way it's affecting a lot of teams now, right? Because, and I say that because everybody was going to get something, right? We were so talented that nobody was going to be left out. If that's the way I can put it, meaning that we had talented linemen, talented tight ends, talented receivers, talented quarterback, running back, linebacker, safety, corner. I mean, so it would have to be 1, 2, maybe 3 collectives to kind of put together the packages to keep us. I don't think we would win any other place. It was to keep us in school instead of going pro. I think that was probably would have been the objective because, and we deservedly so, right? So now I guess the question is, do these kids deserve the monies that they're getting and so on and so forth? I mean, for us, we deserve the money and we would have been the highest paid team in the country. I mean, that's kind of how I think
Lamar would get about 300 in today's market. T-Mac would probably get about 250, and you would probably get about 250 in today's market.
I'm going for $1 million, baby.
Per year.
I mean, but see, so going back to what Lamar said, it's like individually, yeah, but so as a group, you know, I think we was probably smart enough. It's like, yeah, nah, you got to get the receiver room, you know, 2.5. You got to get the DBs, quarterback, 2.2, and this is how we gonna spread it around. You know, yep. Geno's a Heisman Trophy winner.
Geno's $1 million a year in today's market.
Exactly, and so my point is, when you try to equate that, you know, you got to equate it to wins, and we only lost 5 games in 5 years, guys. 5 games in 5 years. No, calculate that for me, and you tell me count it against the meal today's dollars. Come on, that's $10 million, $15 million a team. You know, a year.
Well,
come on.
They're 10-15 million now with today's team without superstars.
Yeah. Well, that's how I see it, and I answer the questions like, could we survive? I say we survived with anything else. Our team was a tight team. You know, how the money was spent. I can't answer that. but we'd have made and earned the money that we'd have got as far as Neil deals is concerned.
South Beach wouldn't have been big enough, baby.
Hey, you guys, let me ask you this. I'm going to just throw out a statement. You guys could respond.
All right.
20 years. Gary mentioned it last week. We really haven't had a quarterback. We really need a quarterback, a real quarterback. I mean, look at the kid from Florida State. He's hurt now, but he made himself into something. He's really made that team. He's the face of that team. We haven't had that in years. We have talent everywhere, especially this year. We got talent. Look at the offensive line. It's the best in years. The running backs are damn good. We don't have a quarterback. We've got to get a blue chip quarterback. Otherwise, we're going to do this show next year and the year after that and the year after that. Your thoughts?
I answered enough. I'm going to let T-Mac say his piece, and then I'll say.
Hold on. Let's say, Brian. Let's let you. I know you. We appreciate you coming on, man. We're gonna let you go. I know you got some things to do. We appreciate you coming on. There was a big surprise. It's always great to see my skinny crew, brother. Many battles at practice. Much love to you. And just by the way, if we had NIL money, we wouldn't have had to borrow Spence car so damn much. All right, my brother. Love you.
Exactly. Hey, y'all take care, gentlemen. It's been great. Lamar, I love you. T-Mac, is great seeing you. And Gary and Bruce, I'll talk to y'all soon.
Okay, talk to you soon, Ryan. Thanks for taking my call. So, what's the answer, you guys?
T-Mac, the question about this whole NIL stuff, man. I mean, we think back on it and we say, what we have been, and this is my gripe with the whole NIL thing, and I voiced this on the show. I just don't know if these kids are mature enough to handle another man's wallet. Think about it. When you got to the league, you couldn't do nothing. It was already slotted. People were slotted in. You saw people making a lot of money, saw people making no money, but you just slot yourself in and you go for it. But this is the wild, wild west. I mean, and that's my whole gripe on it. What's your thoughts, T-Mac?
I think for me personally, I left as a junior. I probably, if the NIL was around, I wouldn't have left. I had to leave. I had my family to take care of. I had to think about them. I probably would have stayed another year and given that opportunity to, make some cash, be able to fly home. I remember one time mom had a heart attack and I couldn't even go home. Thank God the school helped me get home. But that's what we were going through back then. So just for me personally, I would have stayed another year. And I think that I hope that, and I'm pretty sure they are, but I hope that they're kind of helping these guys with financial advisors and things like that, making sure they do the right thing with the money and get themselves set up. Yeah.
Yeah, they have agents now, T-Mac. They're called marketing agents.
Mm-hmm.
I am totally convinced.
I remember
that the pressure
got in trouble for that back then.
You would have. The pressure of NIL The pressure of NIL destroyed Tyler Van Dyke, in my opinion. I saw how his agents were treating him. I saw the atmosphere they were creating around him. All the branding, they patented Tyler Van Dimes and tried to market merchandise with Tyler Van Dimes. He was under pressure to make the NFL, and I think it all came crashing down on him, and he couldn't handle the pressure, and that's why he mentally imploded this year. That's what I think.
Yep. Well,
T-Mac, as a head coach now, and you're making these decisions, last week we talked about this before you came on the show. As we looked on the field, pregame warm-ups, I had a thought to myself that I was looking at our two quarterbacks, and I said, hell, those two guys that are dressing out tonight might not – there's a high percentage they won't even be here next year. I mean, how do you handle a situation that's, where, again, it's one of those situations where you have to be careful of how you navigate what you say as a head coach? How do you handle that type of, like the quarterback situation?
Yeah, I think you really got to be careful with your words, and you got to be kind of middle ground as far as what you're telling them to do, and try to keep it team. And if you keep it focused on the team, it's easier to navigate that. But the problem is outside entities, it ain't always. It's never about the team. It's about this individual, that individual. You get to ask questions about what about this, what about that, and now you got to answer those questions in front of camera, microphone, and what you say, that quarterback hears, and now he's basing his decisions off of what you said or what you didn't say sometimes. It's difficult to go into a team that this one year you got these players, next year you got those players. The transfer portal it's a main thing. And what we had, the advantage we had was most of our guys, when they got there, they were there, and they were all in for the Canes.
Well, T-Mac, hey, man, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, man, thank you so much for coming to the University of Miami, because you gave us some joy watching you play special teams, man. I'm talking about you were a special teams star. Like, amazing. I know I had to just shake your hand and say hello to you and introduce myself, because you were the guy, man. Like, I've never seen anything like this. It's like, man, this dude block a punt every game. Like,
every game.
The other team don't know he coming. I mean,
they don't prepare
from the bottom of my heart, man. I'm just so happy you became a Miami Hurricane. You gave us some great joy in watching, man. And you're a good dude. I know you probably hated going up to Cincinnati because it was cold up there, and y'all sucked. and you and Corey Dillon were the only two shining spots. But hey, man, I'm just happy you came to University of Miami, man. And we love you, brother. I appreciate you coming on the show, man. And I appreciate you being a loyal watcher. How about that?
Yeah. And I want to say one thing. I appreciate you and all the players that came before me, because that is what made me interested. Watching you guys on TV before I got there, the year that was Hurricane Andrew, and I watched that whole year unfold, and you guys, everything that was going on, it was special to me, man. I watched all that stuff, and that's what convinced me to come there. It wasn't the city didn't have to be anything. It was the players that I was gravitated to, everything I saw on TV. So I appreciate you guys and all the support you guys gave me and all the other players that came in, because you always gave back. You always came back. You always taught us the way it was done around there, and we tried to continue it on. So I appreciate you.
Well,
he certainly created special team excitement. That's for sure.
Man,
the fans love you, T-Mac. I mean,
awesome.
Normally you don't even look at that. You don't even. He's punting. He's punting. Boom! When this guy's in the game, nobody takes their eyes off of him, because you do something.
We got to get him a job as an analyst. That's what I think.
That's right. We love the fact you at Mount Rainier.
I'll be there.
Hey, look, we love the fact you're at Mount Rainier doing your thing. And you and your coaching staff and the school, all that stuff. But hey, man, we might need to talk to Mario about getting another special teams coach in here that definitely knows how to block some damn punts because I know you can
if I had the
because you did it.
I'm telling you, if I had the opportunity, I'd be there. No doubt.
Hey, well, let me go. I'm gonna go down there and talk to my guy Mario. I got to end with him. Let me see if I can get you hooked up, bro.
Hey, I'll be there. No doubt. Tomorrow. I'll be on the green all the way, man.
All right. Thanks for coming on.
All right, T-Mac. Great seeing you again, man.
T-Mac, man.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.
Good luck to you guys.
Man, I think I was right. He's the equivalent of the other side of the ball is Devin Hester. Just spectacular. The best we've ever had. Like, it's not even close.
Yeah, I wasn't kidding, man. I'd never seen anything like him.
Not even in the NFL. I never saw a constant like this kid. He was amazing.
He made it where it was like, I mean, I was there for Bubba's last year, so I saw what Bubba was able to do, and Bubba was a hell of an athlete.
Bubba was good at it, yeah.
But T-Mac, man, I mean, it was like every week. Like, did you not prepare for this guy? I mean, so there had to be a level, and I'm glad he talked about his preparation because, again, it kind of goes back to what Ryan talked about. Nobody understood how much we really prepared for the games. It's just thought that, you know, here it is, these guys from Miami, bunch of thugs, supposedly, they just show up and beat our butts. No, man, it was preparation that went into that. We studied. I mean, we studied. We pretty much got master's degrees in football. How about that? Because we spent a lot of time making sure that we were on top of that. Now, of course, it might have cut into our class time a little bit, but that's another story.
All right, LT, let's take a minute here and do some business.
Okay.
Let's start out by letting everybody see the new CaneSwear.
Welcome to CaneSwear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, CaneSwear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. CaneSwear, the spot Miami fans shop.
You guys, we're talking everything, man. Bucket hats like Lamar got on his head, regular hats, jerseys, T-shirts, polos, hats, flags, decals, magnets, anything that any Canes fan could want, they have at CaneSwear. Yeah, that's a beautiful jacket, man. That's a great jacket.
Cool,
and their store at 2655 South University Drive in Davie is the largest Canes shop that's ever been created. They have stuff for men, women, kids, babies. They even will dress up your pet, believe it or not. Your pet needs an outfit for the holidays as well. You can get that at CaneSwear. And wow.
LT, I want to get one of those vests. Is that the only colors, or they have black too, don't they?
No, they're reversible. They're reversible. So you got the green inside. Yeah, this is I had to go up to Gainesville this weekend. It might be up there in Gainesville. That's Canesville.
That'll play well up there.
Yeah.
You're going to the Iron Bowl too, right, Lamar? That would be a great outfit to the Iron Bowl.
Well, we can't wear that at the Iron Bowl now, but we definitely can wear it up there with all them Seminole fans and them Gator fans. But we're not gonna mess with the whole professional setting of the Iron Bowl. I'll probably have on like a Masters pullover or something.
But anyway, so CaneSwear has a Black Friday sale that started today. Actually, they got an early start on Black Friday. 20 to 60% off every single item in the store. So if you like anything Lamar's wearing right now, or you see anything in the background there, you can get it 20 to 60% off every single item in the store. They have 40% off on more than 1,500. That's right, 1,500 items in that store. You can get it 40% off for Black Friday. So if you want to load up on some Cane stuff, give some away for holiday gifts, now is your time. You can go to CaneSwear at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, or caneswear.com is open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. You can always go shopping at caneswear.com. So CaneSwear is your spot for all of your Black Friday and holiday shopping needs.
What time are they open? What time are they open Friday, Gary?
What
That's a
time?
good
What time
question.
we open, Brett? What time we open on Friday? 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Normal hours.
Wow. Brett sleeps in even on Black Friday. Unbelievable. Tell him he's supposed to have
email list. They better
6
get on the
a.m.
rewards
workout
card so
on
they can
Black
see all the
Friday.
information.
You gotta get on the emails so you can get on the rewards. They have rewards here, so that'll let you know that what time they come in, and it's a pretty good business going on.
I get the emails. I was just asking you because you're there.
Tell him I said that Black Friday is a 6 a.m. workout.
Yeah,
not
it's a
10
6
a.m.
o'clock in the
Black
morning.
Friday is a 6 a.m. start. That's what Gary said.
I don't, Gary.
Yeah,
you know, in the old days, it was that way. You remember that? You know, in the old days, it was.
No
So
old
we started
days.
sales
Tell
on
him
Wednesday
to get
now,
his butt out of
Thursday,
bed and get to the store.
But tell them, come by, watch the Cane game here. We got the Dolphin game there. This is unlike the normal Black Fridays. You got the Canes and the Dolphins.
You got the Canes and the Dolphins on Friday.
got-
Come on through and watch the game. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6
We got
big flat screen TVs. You got the spotters next door. You get your
You can just spend the whole game at CaneSport on Friday.
Daily double, you know, the Canes Dolphins.
The LT Daily Double, as Brett just said. The Canes and the Dolphins.
There you go. All right, and the Florida Beach Bowl, Lamar, is going to be coming soon to Drive Pink Stadium. Tell us a little bit about that Florida Beach Bowl.
All right, South Florida. Are you ready for the highly anticipated Florida Beach Bowl? Scheduled for December the 13th, 2023 at 7:30 at Drive Pink Stadium in the city of Fort Lauderdale. This inaugural event features the showcases of historically Black colleges, universities, HBCUs from the SIAC and the CIAA football programs. They battled out on the sun-drenched shores of South Florida. This bowl game is all about uniting and showcasing Broward County as a whole. In addition to the main event, the Florida Beach Bowl is hosting a golf tournament. A 5K run, a community concert, and various special events, all designed and engaged to uplift our community. And let me tell you, they've already picked the 2 teams. They are ready to go, and this is going to be great, an awesome experience, and I can't wait. This is going to be some good stuff, man. To have all
LT, I got in touch with AC, and I made a donation. I bought 10 tickets for him to give away to people that just can't make it to the game. I think Randall Hill's involved. So anyway, I made a donation so they could give tickets away to guys that just can't afford it. So I'm proud of that. AC's a good guy, and they deserve the support.
There you go. You see, they're already. This is going to be a great event for South Florida. So make sure you come on out, start getting your tickets now. Tickets on sale. You can go on the website at any time at www.floridabeachbowl.com.
Now, you go to the Florida Beach Bowl, you have a great time, you tailgate with LT, you get a little carried away by the excitement, and then you get yourself in a little bit of trouble.
I know where this is going.
On the way home. Where do you go, LT? I think you call the law firm of Ratson and Faxedomo in Miami. What do you think?
That's right. You call the law firm of Ratson and Faxedomo for great quality representation. There it is, that number right there, 305-600-3519. It's perhaps the most stressful and disconcerting event that can occur in a person's life. You're suddenly facing a criminal prosecution. So many fears and questions arise. Whether you've been arrested for driving under the influence or indicted in a federal grand jury court, few of us are ever prepared for the anxiety and serious potential repercussions that accompany criminal charges. Although many criminal charges and offenses carry very real potential for jail time, even less serious crimes can have a long-lasting consequences such as loss of job, immigration status, and felony convictions. At the law firm of Ratson and Faxedomo, they are a result-oriented defense firm with a focus on specialized client attention. Mickey and Jude are both well-respected, experienced, aggressive criminal defense lawyers with a reputation for devoting 100% of their skills and talent to each and every case. Their goal is to handle your criminal matter effectively and quickly so that you can put the ordeal, you and your family can put the ordeal behind you and move along with your life. Now, listen, all I know is when I talk to Mickey, she always talks about, hey, you know what? If you know anybody that has some students down here this way, send them my way. If they get in trouble, send them my way. And when she says that, she's aggressive now. She's going to go in there and win for you or get your kid out of trouble or whatever's going on. But that law firm, they do a great job here in South Florida. They've won awards down here for being so aggressive and winning cases.
I could add this though, LT. She'll tell you what I'm going to tell you. You get arrested, you shut your mouth and you call them. Don't say a word. Just keep your mouth shut. Say, I want to talk to my lawyer, and call them. That's what.
Remember, you can beat the ticket, but you can't beat the ride.
Speaking of rides, oh, what a transition, Lamar.
Great transition.
Williamson Cadillac, where Lamar goes to buy all of his automobiles.
That's right, Williamson Cadillac. Hey, man, I've known them for a long time. Mr. Williamson. Seems like it's been around forever. Part of the family. That is actually the University of Miami coaches. They lease cars to him. Our man Jermaine Chambers, who played wide receiver at the University of Miami, is in the finance department. He was selling cars he's moved up to the finance department. Hell, he don't even answer the phone no more. He's so damn busy. What a great place. I've taken cars down there to be serviced. Always nice people down there. You know, Miami can be kind of pushy, but inside Williamson's Cadillac, they take good care of you. So if you're in the need for a Cadillac, that's the place to go. Or any other car, they got them down there. Williamson Cadillac, all the way down there on US 1, down by the old Fuddruckers.
Betty Amos. All right, Lamar. And last but not least, we got to talk about life fitness, man. Lamar got introduced to them. His wife goes to work out there. It's CrossFit. And he's like, honey, what are you doing? You're coming home all bruised and beaten up. Is somebody hurting you? And go ahead, Lamar. Tell everybody what.
You know, she told me to tell you too. She doesn't get bruised anymore. That was in the beginning. So she said, but she loves it. She's 5. She wants to go 5, 7. She wants to go 7 times a week if she could. She enjoys it. It's a great atmosphere over there. You know, if you're feeling a little uneasy about getting back in the workout or nervous about CrossFit, Life gives you 3 free trials. How about that? They give you 3 free trials. My wife, she loves it, man. She is about it. She's hooked. She's trying to get friends to come work out with. I hear on the phone, so, hey, you know, I'm going to work out. Would you like to come? So, I mean, and the thing that I hear her telling most of her friends is, you know, all the workouts are modified. They're modified to your specific. I mean, if you can't do certain things, they make you feel better about what you're doing. And for the guys, 8 to 10. And when I say 8 to 10, there's 8 women out of 10. If 10 people in there, 8 of them are women. So it's a good play. I can't go in there, but because I'm married, man. But hey, y'all single guys, you might want to go in there and check it out. You know what I mean? So what a great.
And if you don't want to work out, there's the address: 12330 Southwest 53rd Street in Cooper City. You can just hang out in the parking lot and watch everybody coming in and out to work out. How about that, Lamar?
I don't know about that one. You might get a laundering charge, but
what does your wife say about Gary saying she keeps coming home bruised?
She said, "Hey, can you tell Gary that was in the beginning? Tell him I'm not as bruised up as I once was before."
Yeah, now she's probably doing the bruising now. All right, guys. I don't think we left anybody out, so let's transition here. Bruce, Boston College. Well, yeah, I can't forget about the Spada subs. They give LT that great ham and cheese sandwich every single week. They're right next to Caneswear. So when you go shopping for your Cane stuff, you can go to La Spada at the same time.
Right. It's hard to go to Caneswear and not go to La Spada.
All right. So
by the way, but wait, Gary, before you say anything. So here's my La Spada testimony. as I'm pulling up here tonight, there's a dude that parked right across from La Spada, didn't even look to see if a car was coming, which was me. I had to stop. He was so, his mindset was on that sub so much.
Sub.
He walked straight across the street, didn't even pay attention to me. I said, man, them subs must be pretty damn good.
Well, they are. Yeah, they are.
All right. Well,
here's my thoughts.
Speaking of eating,
I'm numb. I'm just numb from this whole damn season. It's made me numb. I don't know what to say. I can't predict the damn thing. I'm just so tired of this so far and everything that's happened. The one thing that really hasn't happened is a lot of injuries. We've been relatively healthy all year, and yet we still are in the 6-5 position, going up to freeze on Friday. Well, it's 40 degrees. I don't know what to make of it. I don't know what to make of this quarterback situation. Is Van Dyke really going to be into this game knowing his head is out the door, his feet are out the door? Is Jacory really going to play? What happens if Van Dyke gets hurt and Jacory doesn't want to play? I mean, there's so many scenarios. It's so bad already. Win the game on Friday, go to a bowl game, and hopefully, they'll wind up 8-5, 7-6, whatever the hell it is. And then right now, what I'm looking forward to, and probably mostly everybody else, the portal. Got to get a quarterback, got to get a DT that could start. And we have to start ramping it up and then get into the recruiting and finish strong. Because if we don't finish strong after the season we've had, I don't know. I don't even know what to think. I mean, you guys might, but right now my head is spinning from all this. It's hard to even think about what this team is like from play to play. You don't know what the hell's going to happen. With the game the other day, you guys, when our two guys collided and the guy ran for a touchdown, the hell was that? But it happened.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that play. Jeez.
Right,
unbelievable. You talk about finding ways to lose games. Have you ever seen anything like this year, LT? I mean, we lose a game by not taking a knee. We lose a game by two cornerbacks not just banging into each other, crashing into each other, taking each other out. A receiver running all by himself,
didn't even touch the kid. The kid didn't even trip.
And then our All-American safety, who's going to go into the National Football League in a couple days, didn't make the tackle.
Yep. Yeah, that was so two plays were running similar to that. Jeff Brom knew we were going to be a man-to-man. The touchdown that happened where 22 missed a tackle. We took the wrong angle. He tried to go underneath, got caught out of position. Guy put just hesitation move after he caught the ball in the flat and just scored. And then also the one that you just spoke of, where the two guys ran in each other. You're on different levels. You should be able to. Poor eyes by Couch. He should have been, he should have gone over the top. But I think he got caught looking into the backfield, even though he was in man-to-man and didn't realize what was going on. So it was just. At some points you got to kind of change it up. Guidry's done a hell of a job this year. And, hey, that was just every now and then the other coach wins.
Let me ask you this, LT, from the offensive standpoint. First series, we have the ball. Van Dyke takes off. He runs for 8 yards. 2nd and 2, 3rd and 2. We fail. We have to punt. What? Last series before the Hail Mary. 1st and goal at the 4.5. Don't get in the end zone. We gain a yard or a half a yard, then 3 incomplete passes. That's 2 series, one at the beginning, one at the end, that we just can't move the damn ball. What do you do? Should they have run the ball more? It's so mind-boggling to watch this crap. And pardon my words, it's all it is. It's unbelievable. And when you were playing, we handed off to Stephen McGuire, and he was in the end zone. That's it. Not anymore. No, I'm serious.
Well,
what's going on with the?
I keep thinking back to a day after Thanksgiving game in 2017 when the Canes were 10-0. Yeah. They went into Pittsburgh and got their butts handed to them. The day before, on Thanksgiving Day, Mark Richt had a big Thanksgiving dinner at the team hotel in Pittsburgh, and they ate and they partied it up, Thanksgiving style the day before the game. And they went out there and they didn't have it the next day.
Right.
Mario had his Thanksgiving family meal, for the team today. None of this, when they get on the plane tomorrow, He's hoping they go up there and they're all about business. The question I have, LT and Bruce, is like, what does this team have left in the tank, man? I mean, they've given Mario everything this year. They really have. I mean, effort has been unbelievable. The culture is clearly better than it's been in past years. These kids have played hard every week, but they haven't had success. Now they're 6-5 going into this game tomorrow in the cold at Boston, or Friday in Boston. They're not playing for a damn thing, man. And that's what worries me about this game is if these kids don't cave, we should be throwing a parade for these guys when they get back to campus.
But I think the defense played bad last week, and I think Guidry let them have it, and I think he got on them. I think they'll play a lot better on Friday. The offense scares the hell out of me because I can't even – I mean, what I just said about those 2nd and 2 and 3rd and 2, we had a punt? Are you serious? The offensive line is a string. Run the damn ball. Do something. Don't punt, and then inside the 5 at the end of the game, you look like crap. 3 crap throws by him. One went flying over somebody's head, and then the run for a yard. Everybody in the stadium knew Fletcher was going to get it. But
I think the series that really hurt us was the series right before the half.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where we had the 3 and out. We had the 3 and out.
Yeah.
We punted the ball. They go down and score, and they got the ball back. They got the ball back. So I mean that was.
But they only got a field goal before half.
They got a field goal. Yeah. But still, they got a score out of it. And then they were able to score.
Our offense is like you got to put you go like this, you go, do I peek or do I not peek? It's just hard to watch. It's just hard to watch.
But Gary, but Bruce, I'm excited about Mark Fletcher.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about what the future brings with some of those, with that offensive line and what they were able to do. Obviously, we understand the quarterback situation. I think with some more depth at receiver, I'm excited.
Impact guys, got to get some impact guys.
Yeah, I think Beard has done a great job with that group, Beard and Cooney, and hopefully we're able to get some big time recruits around here.
I think that Ruben Bain hit a wall, though. I think he's been double teamed a lot lately. That's why I haven't seen him do as many things. But you see Hunt making tackles. He seems to be doing better. What about Taylor? Is he going to play on Friday? Does anybody know? Or is he going to sit out and say, "Oh, I'm getting ready for the draft"? That's a guy I worry about too. Well, there's so much.
Everything is kept to the breast down there.
And then you got a Boston College team. This is their Super Bowl. Like they're playing.
Yes. They play hard every week, regardless of who their opponent is, and that's what scares me too. They're going to play hard.
And I got to be honest with you guys. I hated going to Boston College. It's not a great place to play. It's cold. It's like 50, 60, and that's cold to us. And you won't see guys sleeveless.
Well, I hate Boston because I had dinner with Stephen McGuire 2 days before the Boston College game when he blew his knee out. And he was leaving. He was going. And then that happened. So I feel bad for him. But that's another Boston College. It's a personal thing to me, but it's another reason why I can't stand Boston College. And
of course,
all right, you guys.
All
right, Bruce.
I'll talk to you guys. We'll talk over the weekend probably.
Yep, next time. Right. Yep.
Talk to you later.
Right. Yep, bye-bye. The angry voice of the fan. the Canes fan is not very happy these days, LT.
No. But I just tried to throw some positives out there, but yeah.
Well, there are positives, and I get yelled at when I say it, but there are positives. I mean, you're right. The O line is a positive, and it's gonna be good again next year. I'm hearing they think they're gonna get Matt Lee to come back, which would be great. They'll lose Javion Cohen, but they got Matthew McCoy sitting there ready to play. Zion Nelson potentially could be back. I'm sure they'll get an O lineman in the portal to fortify, and so the O line's looking good. They'll go into the portal with all guns blazing or wallets blazing, however you want to put it. They'll be prepared to do what they got to do to get a top quarterback. That guy just has to be in the portal, and they always are. So we'll see how that goes. I know they'll be shopping for 2 elite wide receivers in the portal. They know they got to get bigger at receiver and more physical at receiver, and they're going to try to do that. And defense, they'll be shopping for tackles like crazy. They got plenty of ends, but they need tackles bad. They'll be looking for the couple of the best defensive tackles in the portal. I'm sure they'll be the collective will be ready to do its thing there. Got to get a couple secondary guys. So they got a long shopping list. But in today's football, LT, it's doable. And I don't think it's all negative, but man, a lot of work. All right, let's do some word association.
All right.
You ready to rock?
Yep.
Boston College.
I already said it. I hate playing up there. But for this team, I watched Boston College play. They're a decent team. I mean, you let them play. Their quarterback likes to run around. They make plays. But, I think this Miami team is better. It just depends on who's playing this week. And that's what we talked about earlier. We don't know who's playing, who says, I'm not playing in that game. You don't. And like you said earlier, the kids have really nothing to play for. Yeah, they do. Pride, man. Pride means you can't lose to Boston College. Okay, when you sit there and you have to watch that ACC championship and realize what was in front of you, two teams you lost to by 7 points, and you had a chance to win both games, it'll hit home. So you better play your butt off against this Boston College team and not get your butt embarrassed. And I'm telling you, and I'm pretty sure I was going to say a name, but I'll wait. Go ahead.
This is you talking. Okay. There's the modern day player who's already getting his NIL checks and all that stuff. Do they go up there with that attitude? I mean, it's gonna be interesting. I want to see. I'm sure Mario wants to see too.
I think Mario wants to see, but he also he's just by talking to him, he's on a he's excited about what's to come. This is he feels real good about what's to come. As long as they don't quit on him and he's able to feel the team, he's excited about what's to come and who they're going to get. And he knows what tasks he has in front of him. And again, talking to him last week, he's excited about this offseason too. He can't wait. He wants to dive right into it and try to get some more help here at the University of Miami to make this team better.
Doug Flutie. Why not?
Hell Flutie, huh? The infamous Thanksgiving Day. Was it Thanksgiving Day? I think it was Thanksgiving Day. Thanksgiving Day. The day after, who knows? It was muddy.
I remember it being a Friday.
Sloppy, just a game, and they came down to the Orange Bowl, and he was able to win the Heisman that day. I hate watching that. First of all, I hate watching it because I never think of us losing in the Orange Bowl because I never lost in the Orange Bowl. So to lose in the Orange Bowl before I got there, that sucked. And then to see Lil Flutie go on to play in Canada, and he even played with the Bills, and I hated him then because he's a really good player, man. He wasn't a Rob Johnson that just sat in the pocket. He rolled out, he moved around, he jumped past, he did everything. He was a scrappy individual that's doing commercials with the Big Hurt on I don't know what they're selling, something men booster, something, whatever they're selling. I don't know what it is. But anyway, I like Mr. Flutie as a person, but not as a player. He can kick rocks.
All right, so let's flip the script here and talk about Ed Reed.
Ed Reed, Boston College. I was thinking, where did this come from? But then again, Ed Reed had one of the biggest plays in Miami history when Mike Rump, I think it was Mike Rump, got the tip, right? They tipped the ball, his hand got in there or something, and they tipped it to D lineman. Was it who was the D lineman? I can't remember who it was.
I can't remember.
And Ed Reed took the ball. Yeah, Ed Reed took the ball from him, and that was one of the most memorable plays in the University of Miami history. I can't think of the defensive lineman. dang, I'll think of it after I'll think of it when I'm on this 5-hour drive to Gainesville tonight. Yeah, I'll think about it. I'll text you.
All right. Well, Friday
Matt
the Canes
Walters.
are going.
Matt Walters.
Matt Walters. Yes. Good
Yeah.
job, LT.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Jason.
Oh, Jason C, man. That Jason C, he can walk and chew gum unlike anybody I've ever seen, Lamar. Just a crazy Rabbit fan. But hey, so we're going to somebody else's house on Friday. Guess who?
Who?
Blake James.
Oh,
he's the athletic director now at Boston College. That's his house.
Blake James, the house that Blake James is staying in. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna send Blake James a text message, just say hello to him. And Blake's doing a good job up there, man. He seems to enjoy it. I mean, Boston College is thriving. Maybe this Miami thing, with anything, sometimes it can be overwhelming. Okay. And, Blake was here for a while. He did his thing, but Blake had to move on. And, I know he's hoping that Chud is there too. That's right. Chud is there. I saw Chud on the sideline. I know he's hoping for a victory, but Blake, I don't think you're going to get this one, dog. I mean, I really don't. I mean, Miami should not and cannot and will not lose this game.
Imagine the emotions that guy is going to have on Friday.
Yes.
He's going to be, he'll be emotional. Yeah. I mean, he got run out of town. No argument.
Yes, he did.
Yes. Deserved to. Committed athletic director malpractice for what he did to this program the day Mark Richt retired. I mean, just gave the job to Manny Diaz, didn't even conduct a search, didn't conduct an interview, handed the job to somebody that's never been a head coach.
And a couple million, right?
And a lot of money. Yeah. It was athletic director malpractice. Set the program back 5 years. Okay, here Mario's here dealing with the baggage, and nobody likes it. They're all over Mario. Mario inherited the mess that Blake James created that day when he gave the job to Manny Diaz, just to really just prevent the search from taking place.
I think Blake James is going to be a great AD. It's just hard. It's just hard getting that first job here at the University of Miami when you ain't never had one, man. And so you make those mistakes.
Well,
that was
definitely
a mistake, and he'll learn from it. I guarantee you he won't make that mistake again. He will hire that national search for him next time.
I mean, Manny was right in his wheelhouse. Manny was going to be the head coach at Temple. Go to Temple, learn how to be a head coach, go through all that process, whatever, and see where it takes you. You don't just hand them the Miami job, Jesus.
Yep.
I mean,
I like what Dennis Lopez said. At least we have Coach Larranaga. All right.
Tyler Van Dyke, Lamar.
TBD, man. It's a big game for you, brother. You got, if you play. I mean, I hope you play. Because you don't play, it's going to definitely change my opinion of you. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. You're quarterback. Let's go get it. You'll show the Miami fans a lot about who you are. This game. Go out and have a great game. Get this done. Let's hope that you are the starting quarterback. But we're not down there. We're not making those decisions, so we don't know. This is just our opinions, because who knows? The other guy could be starting. So I don't know. This is a tough one, man. I want to see him play. Yeah. I really want to see him play. And I really want to see him play well. But then again, when you're talking money, these guys have their own thought process. So, if he doesn't play, then we'll just cheer for the other guy.
Mario wants him to play. I don't see how he says no after taking all that NIL money this year. I just don't see how you say no. I don't know. Yeah, but maybe it's a new world. We'll see. We'll see what happens on Friday. There's a lot of some of these kids. Hey, Gary. Some of these kids got ski masks on, man. They ain't worried about what Mario wants. They got their ski masks on. They robbing the program, man. I know, man. I know. You're not lying. All right, let's finish it off with Mario Cristobal going up for game number 12.
It seems like ever since the Georgia Tech loss, every game has been a must-win.
Yeah.
You know, and we haven't been able to win a lot of them. We won some of them, but not a lot of them. But this is a game that you're supposed to win. And I get it. I get it. The team, you know, you're hoping they don't quit on you and all that. And some of these guys, if they opt out, then that's not a good deal. But I'm hoping that he'll have that team, and I know he will. He'll have that team ready to play at least on those guys that are going to play. Because if you are playing, you're getting your chance to build on this thing and go into the bowl game. You get 20-some practices for bowl game, or how many it is. That's extra practice that you wouldn't have had. So you get some more experience. So, you know, I say this is definitely a game you got to win. You know, and I'm only saying that because you want momentum going into the bowl game, the holidays, the off season. You know, you don't want it with. I mean, you already got a bunch of black eyes. You don't want a Boston College Blake James black eye. That ain't good. That ain't cool.
No, would not be good. No. All right, LT. I think that does it. You guys, you're really going to drive to Gainesville tonight?
Hey, man.
What's mom Thomas got cooking for you for Thanksgiving?
Man, I know one thing. I can't wait to get home to some of that home food. I'm not saying my wife can't cook. Now, hold on. Let me make sure. My wife she's donating her love part, but mom, dad, my sister-in-law, they're gonna tear it up in Gainesville. I said I'm 202. I better take that picture right now and send it to Ryan before this weekend, because I'm gonna pig out, eat so much food, I might come back looking like a middle linebacker. How about that?
All right. Well, you have a great drive up. Let's see. We got to thank Ryan McNeil, Daryl Spencer, Tremaine Mack for coming on the show tonight. Thank everybody for watching. We got to thank our sponsors, CaneSwear, of course. Remember, Black Friday sale at CaneSwear, 20 to 60% off every single item in their store, and over 1,500 Canes apparel items, you can get 40% off. So go to caneswear.com if you don't live local. If you live local, Brett's sleeping in. They're sleeping in on Friday morning, okay? They won't be there till 10 o'clock. So, you know, you can go to the mall first, or, you know, whatever you do on Black Friday, and then cruise on over to CaneSwear. But make sure you check them out on Black Friday. They will be taking care of you. The law firm of Rotson and Faxedomo, if you ever get in trouble, give them a call. They will take care of you. The Florida Beach Bowl's coming up December the 13th at Drive Pink Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. If you want to see a good football game between two historically black colleges and support the efforts of a former Cane, A.C. Tellison, go to the Florida Beach Bowl. You won't be sorry. If you need a car this holiday season, you go to Williamson Cadillac. They will take care of you. Lamar gets all of his cars there. And you can see Jermaine Chambers. He's in the finance department. He will hook you up with the best manager, the best salesperson, making sure that you get your best car. And Life Athletics. You want to get bruised and beaten up? By Lamar's wife. By Lamar's wife, who's dishing out the punishment now, she reports to us. That was only early in the game when she used to get bruised. Now she's dishing out the punishment. Seriously, guys, you go to that gym, you could just get the crap beat out of you by women. Like Lamar said, 8 women, 2 guys. That's the ratio. All right. So get your butt over there and get yourself in shape and have a little fun along the way. All right, LT. And La Spada subs, of course. We got to say La Spada.
Yes.
You want a nice big fat sub. Like, listen, you don't eat enough food on Thanksgiving and you want a nice big fat sub. When you go to CaneSwear on Friday, you could stop in at La Spada's and get yourself a big meaty fat sub just to round out the holiday weekend. All right, LT, Boston College Friday. It's going to be interesting. We'll be back next Wednesday to talk about it and start talking about the bowl game and the transfer portal and all the other things that are going on. So for Lamar and Bruce, I'm Gary. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight, and we will see you next time. Go Canes.
Okay.